morning, people. It is Tuesday, the 15th of August. Welcome to TDA, the day after. Everything right over there. Disrupting the class. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And I'm one of your hosts, Martin Royalty.
Good morning, Big Man Youth in the building.
They call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst. And of course, the melanin is jam-packed.
That's right. Always.
My name is Rich. That's it. We're here, people.
I just got coordinated in our colours. Me and Yusuf in black. You two are in the...
Yeah, I mean,
joint.
it works. It works.
It
It works.
does.
It works.
Oh, and Brent too in. He's in black as well.
Brent's always in black though, no?
No, Brent wears some colours sometimes.
Does he?
When Brent wears colours, it slaps. I don't know, he should wear more colours, to be fair.
I ain't seen Brent wear a lot of colours. Maybe that's what it is.
He's had a salmon
Yeah?
colour. That looks nice on him. He's
Oh,
worn
nice.
brown as well. Pops on his skin.
Go on.
Yeah, you see
I think
me
a
once
mustard.
Every 2 months though, maybe 3.
Well, that is true.
Okay. Fair
Yes,
enough.
it was shade.
Yeah, I thought so. I
Yeah.
gathered.
Yes.
It's all right.
I think a mustard... Do you know what I mean by mustard? But like a mustard silk short sleeve shirt with a few buttons down will slap.
I was very detailed.
Very
Very detailed. All
I
right.
think that would look nice with like some nice linen trousers.
Linen, yeah.
Linen, you know.
No, but like, you know, like the linen, the Massimo Dutti type of linen.
Pablo.
I think that would slap. That would be a good look. Yeah, how's everyone today anyway? It's a lovely Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, man.
Can't complain.
lack of sleep, but we're here. It is what it is, you know.
You've got a lot of energy for someone that's lacking sleep.
How come you didn't sleep?
Cold showers, isn't it? Say again?
How come you didn't sleep?
Oh, I tried to go to bed early. I tried. God knows I tried. I was in bed like...
Time is early.
1.
That's not early.
For me, that's early. Trust me, that's early. I tried, and then I just remember looking at my phone. It was like 3 o'clock, 3:30. I was like, this ain't happening.
Yeah, that ain't it.
And yeah, that was it for me, boy.
Here you are.
Yeah, here I am.
Nice and early and
Did you
chirpy.
think I got energy?
You got a lot of energy. Like, you're bursting. Before you came in here, yeah, this room was silent.
Cold showers, man. You got to bring the vibe sometimes, you know.
You were loud.
maybe, but...
Like, I haven't defrosted you to, you know.
Calm down. No, there's no calming down.
So you had, how long are your cold showers? Do you just have the cold shower to warm up and then you go into the warm water, or you have a cold shower
Cold showers wake you up.
Throughout?
Yeah, I have cold showers throughout the year. They wake you up in the morning.
throughout the year?
Yeah.
Even when it snows?
Yeah,
You're on crack.
that's even better.
You're on drugs?
Maybe, but that's
Do
even
drugs.
better. Say again?
Do you do drugs?
No. But for real though, that's even better during the winter, because a lot of people, that's the misconception. Oh, let me get a cold shower because it's hot. That's normal, but the real test is when in the winter. It's good for you. It's proper
My
good
brother
for you.
does that, to be fair, but I told him I don't want to hear any of that crap. So
No, but they say it's like it
Just to give you a
takes
speech
11 minutes a week of cold showers to really get the effects.
effects. What's the effects?
The effects are like this: low blood pressure, good mood, etc. There's a few different things, but obviously I take it for like those. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I meditate, so I get those same results.
Yeah,
I meditate, I do Pilates.
There was no point in me meditating this morning because I didn't usually meditate after you sleep. I didn't sleep, so there's no point. I'm not up.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
So
I think I can avoid cold showers for the rest of my life.
no, you say
Because I
that
do,
until you-
because I do everything else that gets me the
you're
same
going.
effects that it's giving you.
Do they know that?
I mean, I'm not as
Endorphins as
chirpy
well.
as
That's it.
this.
Endorphins as well. They were saying something. I remember I was seeing a study. It was saying something about cold showers gives you the same endorphins as either sex or cocaine or something for 4 hours.
Yeah,
Like
I get my endorphins from Christ.
I mean, that's a shot. That's a shot.
I'm not doing the sex or the cocaine.
I mean,
Thank very
you
much.
celibate, yeah? That's what you said. You celibate. You did the celibacy thing.
Yeah, this is my vibe. I've always been celibate.
Shout out to you.
I don't have sex.
That's yeah. You know what? I might be heading in that direction, anyway. But yeah, shout out to you for that, man. That's
Thank you. So you see, I don't need cold showers. I'm getting all the effects.
yeah, but the energy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but cold showers are working for me anyway.
That's good. How long have you been doing cold showers for?
Over a year now. Yeah, over a year.
Bring the mic a little bit closer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Over a year now.
When's the last time you had a warm shower or a hot shower?
Probably, I'm gonna say a month ago, maybe. Yeah, maybe a month. But regularly, I'm gonna say 5 out of 7 days, 6 out of 7 days will be a cold shower. Like I might get a cold shower and that was the last time I went to the gym. That's
You had
why.
a cold shower.
No,
Or that you
I
had a
had a
warm
hot shower.
shower.
Yeah, because I went to the gym. Obviously, they regulate.
The regular
water.
temperature.
Yeah, so
The
it's
water in the
normal.
gym is not hot enough for me.
It's not hot enough.
To be fair, though, women, there is an online joke, but it's not a joke because it's our reality. Women will have hot showers that it can burn your skin.
That's dead. I'm not. No,
Like when women are in the shower, yeah, if you go in there after 30 seconds, steamed up. Women, we love our hot. I don't know what it is, but we love our hot. I love a hot shower.
Because my body's sensitive, so if it's too hot, I'm not.
I love a hot shower.
My feet in, my feet out. No, I'm not. Like I can't do it.
Oh, I love a hot shower so much. I do
Even
wash
in
my
the
face
bath.
with cold water though. That's good for the skin.
Yeah, I mean cold. Yeah, but yeah, I mean each to their own. I can't do too hot, man. Even in the bath, feet in, feet out. Got to start pouring cold water in just to try
I
and
love
regulate
it.
it, just so I can get in there. And then I'd rather like turn it up whilst I'm in there,
Oh yeah.
as opposed to like trying to.
See, I don't like that because it doesn't spread. Do you know
It
what I mean?
does
Like,
spread. What do
it
you
feels
mean?
like I'm
What?
got cold
It's
up
water.
here, but I'm hot down there.
You
like,
can't. You don't
I
have
need
to
it to
swirl it right in
Just
that.
gotta do that.
Go give it the old swirl.
That's all manual labour. I'm a
my
lady
God.
of
You're
chilling.
You're in the bath and you're talking about.
It feels. I
cool.
hate that feeling. So it feels like the water is like cold in this section, but when my toe is hot. I hate it
Yeah,
so
you
much.
definitely don't make it spread. You just leave the water there and let it settle. And
Yeah, because water.
it's laziness.
What does water do? I don't know.
Can't be lazy in the bath. man. That's
Populate or
crazy.
whatever. That is the whole point of a bath.
Yeah, but
It's laziness.
okay, each to their own. I
Do
hear
you
it.
mean?
man. No, I hear it.
So what? Can you do the
And lift up a bit.
This bit up.
Oh, this bit.
No, this bit. Look at me.
Yeah.
Wait, we were just silent. You know what?
You actually caught me. I just knew about it. Gosh.
Hey, your face is priceless.
Look at this stuff, mate. You man, you were saying?
yeah? And I was saying, so what? Can you do the ice baths then?
Oh my
I
gosh,
haven't.
yeah.
That's my next. I want to try that. That's my next.
Okay.
100%. I do want to try that because I do believe I can do it. Stay in there for a couple of minutes, whatever. Obviously, it'll be cold, but it's nothing, man.
That's crazy.
But there's that Norwegian guy, that Swedish guy, or he's basically started doing it because his wife and his kid passed away, and he just wanted to try to do crazy stuff. So he started going to like the
Oh.
I can't remember if it was South Pole, one of these cold places, all
Yeah.
ice and all that. Just jumping in, jumping out, just staying there, and yeah. So
Yeah, grief will make you do a lot of things.
yeah, but I mean, it's if you channel it in the right way, you can do anything if you channel certain energies in the right way, really and truly. So just how you're saying, you know,
What am I saying?
you're mocking my energy about
I'm not mocking your energy.
you know having cold showers,
Listen.
etc., etc., etc. I'm sorry. Next time I come in and be silent, I can mute. Do you know what I mean? I'll bring no vibe, no vibes. It's alright. It's cool.
You can be quiet and bring vibes.
Yeah,
You can.
it's more like a quiet confidence, though.
No, it's not. Would you say I'm quietly confident? The Yoruba woman that I am, would you say
No, I wouldn't.
quietly
Okay,
confident?
I'd
Of
say
course
you're confident. Yeah, maybe not quietly confident, but confident. Yeah, but
not. But I think the mix is good though, because I don't. The whole
Yeah, having
world
a mix
can't
is
be
good.
like me. Do you get what I mean?
no,
So,
I haven't 100%. But I have my moments. There's other days. You used to see me at times where like I'm just not saying nothing, just quiet
to be
and
fair, I think what it is, I'm not used to you coming in this room
okay. With
and
the energy.
usually not doing a Brent, but usually you're later.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? But you're later and you're like chilled. But you're
Okay.
early today and you're really on like 100. It's good. I like
Yeah.
this. This is a good. So I'm like, maybe you need to sleep less on the days you're coming in.
maybe that's yeah. I mean, that would
Because your
be-
brain is on job this
yeah,
morning.
maybe you're right, man. But I like sleep. I just don't get enough of it. But I'm cool with that. It is what it is. You know, it's just how you got to deal with things, right? And just crack on.
I hear.
Yeah,
Love that for you, King.
thank you.
All right, well, since you got all the energy, question of the day you can answer first.
Oh my.
What is your favorite animal and why?
Favorite animal? Oh, I'm gonna go with. So most people are gonna say lions, and which is cool. That's dead. But
Basic.
I'm gonna say basic. Get out of here, man. I'll say elephants. I'm gonna probably say
Elephant, why do you
elephants
like elephants?
because elephants are intelligent and they don't forget shit. Like you must have heard about that story where the woman done something to the elephant. The elephant came back, mashed her up. She had a funeral.
Oh my gosh,
came
I
back
remember
again.
that. I remember that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was wild.
And then
Came back for the funeral.
Came
Come
back
on,
for the funeral. Mashed her up and then brought his people to mash her up some more.
How did the elephant know where the funeral was?
Because the elephants are smart. Tracked her down. What do you mean?
How?
It doesn't matter. It tracked her
No,
down.
it definitely matters.
But it doesn't matter. The elephant is smart enough to track her down. That's facts.
How did the elephant know?
It doesn't
what the
matter.
funeral was?
Don't ask me. Ask the elephant.
You're telling the stories.
Ask the
I'm asking
elephant.
you.
I don't know. Okay, so now I'm the animal whisperer, innit? Like, ask the elephant.
This
Don't ask
story
me.
sounds very made up.
You can look it up as facts.
So an elephant.
You can see the video.
So
when,
an
hold
elephant-
on. Brent, please, if you get a chance, please. I beg you, Google this here. You can see where the elephant comes into the funeral.
An elephant left his abode, right?
Elephant abode.
And somehow, some way, found out where this woman's funeral was. Walked across the streets, across the land, and mashed her up, and then walked back to his abode.
Mashed her up twice.
All right.
And the second time brought back his people and said, you man have a go.
You might have a go.
Yeah.
You believe
facts.
this? You believe this?
You don't. You know what? Yeah.
Oh, man.
You don't have to believe it. It's cool. I believe it.
How did the
I believe
elephant know where
Elephants
the
are
funeral
smart. Elephants
was?
Don't ask me.
Oh, here we go.
Elephants are smart.
Okay, 70-year-old woman returns to trample her corpse at her funeral.
El facto. Look, man.
You think because I see
Really
a headline?
can whip.
You think because I see a headline, I believe it?
Oh, so it's fake now. So it's fake news.
It seems fake.
Why are you moving
It
like
seems
Trump?
fake.
Fake news.
It seems fake.
It's
It
fake
seems
news.
fake.
I'm telling you, look.
I don't believe everything that I read.
No,
Was
I
it
don't
like
believe
a
everything
pet
that I read.
elephant
But
or
there
something?
was a video. There was a video of the elephant trampling on my girl.
Maybe it was a pet.
I'm sure he trampled
A
on.
pet. It was a big elephant.
She's from India. Maybe it was a pet elephant. Because really, truly, though, that is the question. How did the elephant know where
Because
the funeral
elephants
was?
remember, they're not dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
but
people.
No, but he didn't buck her at her
He didn't know where it
funeral.
was in the first place. What do you mean he remembers?
Exactly, he didn't buck her there the first time.
Don't ask me how. I don't know why the elephant knew where she was.
Maybe
The
she left
elephant
a
just
piece of-
You brought
the
up some-
elephant remembered some shit. It was like,
What did
you know
she do?
what?
What did she do to elephant?
You gonna learn today. The elephant was on smoke. El pissy. Like, what
did
did I
she-
do?
what did she do
I
to
don't know.
elephant
She done
in the
something. I don't. She done something. I don't know.
Maybe
if
she left a piece of her with him.
I don't know if she killed one of the elephant's little children or something. I can't remember something along. I don't know something along those lines. I just remember seeing the video and I was like, "This has got to be a lie." Someone's just like you. I was in doubt. I was like, "No way."
Said, oh, yeah,
And I liked elephants before that. After I saw that, I said, "Yeah, my G."
So
You know when people say, "Oh, my spirit animal," I was like, "Yeah,
That's your
definitely
spirit
my,
animal.
definitely my spirit animal. Elephant, I'm coming for you." Like, and listen, you could be dead. We'll dig you up and then mash you up, and then bring our people to mash you up some more. Guy, questions? I know you got questions because you're looking at me like you
No,
got
no,
questions.
I'm done.
You didn't answer the first question.
Yeah.
I did though. What was the first question?
You said, why did the elephant know where the funeral was?
And
don't know.
also, you made a whole point that I shouldn't ask you questions because
Oh,
what do you know? What do you know? So
I don't know much. I don't know
Exactly,
much. The
exactly.
much I learn, the more I realize I don't know much. To be fair,
Exactly.
so yeah, it's crazy.
Anyone else like animals?
I like elephants, to be fair.
My
Oh, yeah.
G.
I think
I thought he's dressed the same.
Maybe.
maybe a zebra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just reminds me of my dream of black and whites living together in harmony.
Okay.
It's possible.
Right, okay. I didn't see that
I
coming.
just the news
I
get
didn't see
with
that
that.
coming. I did not see that one coming. Every time I think of zebras, I think of Chris Rock.
Why?
Because he played the zebra in Madagascar.
Oh yeah, he's funny in that.
But he actually looks like that. Because you know, with like animations, they make it kind of look like the celebrity or whoever's
give it
playing
the
them.
same.
But he
Yeah.
he really embodies a zebra. Yeah, I don't know what mine would be. I don't like animals. So I can't even, unfortunately, I can't contribute to this. I don't like them at all.
yeah, same. Man, I'm not really an animal guy myself, so
You're not an animal guy.
no, I don't like animals.
Not
I don't.
So you can never have a pet.
No, I had fish in the tank. That's as far as it goes.
You've
But-
had or you would have,
Well, no, I have had to be fair as a kid, but I would have as an
and
adult
I'm
too.
assuming the goldfish died.
Yeah, I killed both of them by accident.
They're very high maintenance, though. You have to
What,
feed
goldfish?
them. But
Nah,
if you
not
feed
high
them,
maintenance.
but if you feed them too much, they die.
That's what I done. But I done it on purpose.
But to feed them,
I just put all the food into the tank,
you know the ending.
and they both died.
Did you know what the end result was going to be?
No,
Oh,
but I knew it wouldn't be good.
you would be good.
But I'm gonna pick an animal just based off of aesthetics. A panther.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they're like sexy in the animal kingdom. I feel like all the girls must, well, they're female panthers too, but all the other animals must fancy them. Do you reckon like animals, see how we have interracial dating as humans? Do you reckon animals have that, like inter-animal dating?
What?
Not really, no.
Well, you know that's not the kind. You know you shouldn't be with that. But that lion spared your life and you guys are actually friends now and now you're starting to catch feelings.
No, animals are smart, man. So.
And some of them are dumb.
Listen, they really stick to
Some of them
segregation.
are very dumb.
They really stick to segregation from what I
That'd be
gather.
so cool.
I mean, I've seen different animals
Surely
be
that must
friends,
happen.
like pets and all that.
Exactly, and they
Big-
must catch feelings at some point.
Well, have you?
Oh my god. Yeah, in little videos,
I've seen different animals be friends, so you know that they're friends.
No, as in like little pets like messing around with each other and all that. They're cool. They're not trying to
Okay.
kill each other.
You've seen
No,
animals
what I
interact,
mean by that,
basically.
is, you know, back in the day when you used to watch Tom and Jerry, obviously most people would think that cats would hate dogs and that not all cats hate dogs. Not all dogs hate cats.
I mean, if you live in the same house and you sort of look into the same person to feed you, the least you can bloody do is be silent in my house.
Be
Just
amicable.
be like,
Be chilled.
yeah. Brent, what's yours?
Obviously, I only rock lions on my neck, innit?
Period.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right. But I collect monkeys and stuff.
Oh,
What do you mean you collect monkeys? You got a monkey back here right now?
No, as in stuffed monkeys.
Why? What's up with that?
Just been doing that since I was young, innit?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a hobby.
I don't know.
Just an animal.
Where
You
did
like.
you them?
I mean, you got like a see no,
There was a
see no,
chick
hear no,
there
and
before.
thingy.
No, there's one over there. Gold one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about this. It's like a stuffed one. Anyway, but yeah, I have a whole set of them. And then people just start giving it to me over the years.
Because
Oh,
they know you
really?
like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, fair enough.
That's lit.
Yeah. There was a time it used to be on my bed.
You were sleeping with the monkeys.
Each time it is, I would
That's
get up, I would
sick,
put it at the
boss.
foot of my bed.
I'd get nightmares.
No, I'd put it at the foot of my bed.
Basically, yeah, that just reminded me. I have a stuffed penguin in my bed, right? Someone wanted from me. It was very cute, sentimental shit. Anyways, right, the other day I woke up and I thought it was a baby,
Serious.
but I thought it was like a real human being, and I was just staring at it like how do I play this? But it really scared me.
Was
But I
a
thought I was
dream
half
or
awake. No, I was awake.
Real life. Jesus.
If it was a gift, I was like, oh.
No. I thought it was an actual gift to a baby.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a silly gift. What am I, Moses? That's impossible. That's a very stupid gift. You can give me some perfume. No, literally, it was so weird. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But then I remembered my reality, so it was all right.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was very random. But yeah, anyway, all right. Well, I'm glad we've had this conversation. Let's get into our headlines.
Did you answer the question?
No, I don't like animals, man. I can't,
Oh, okay.
like, honestly, I hate animals so much. They make me itch. The fact that they've got hairs on them, like fur, and some of them are like slimy and scaly. Oh, it's making me itch. It makes me so sick. I couldn't, and they stink. They smell like animals. I just couldn't. I've been to a zoo. I've been to a safari when I was younger. I like safari because it's like out in the natural habitat, but I don't like zoos because I wouldn't want someone to put me in a cage. And I remember when I went to the zoo. So last time we ever went to a zoo, basically the gorilla in there went crazy and started banging the wall and whatnot. I actually remember it, and there was this black man making so much noise behind me. It was so stupid. Because they gave the gorilla like a Kit Kat or something, and he's just making noise about that. And I was thinking, wait, this thing is supposed to escape, and this is what you're worrying about? And I haven't been to a zoo since then. And it's just because I remember that as a kid, but I remember a conversation with my mum like years ago, or no, recently, well, years after, and she was saying how that was when she realized that she doesn't like zoos because the gorilla was very distressed. It was really upset because all the people were just staring at it, and it was like angry about something, and so it was going crazy, and they tried to like get us out of the room and stuff. It was really sad.
Nah, gorillas are dangerous, man.
But I really hope like in the new world, I feel like God is going to put some animals there, but I just hope that he gets rid of my fear of them. Surely I can't be scared in heaven. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Probably.
That's silly.
Yeah.
But I also don't want any pets. Like, I don't want that.
You might have
Actually
some
cool, man.
responsibilities in heaven.
No, I hope not. Nice responsibilities. Like I'm in charge of brunch. I don't want to be in charge of feeding the animals. That's nasty, man.
Would you be upset if the brunch could only be mocktails?
No, because I actually currently I don't want to drink at the moment. Anyway,
Okay.
How long is that gonna last?
I've done a Monday. Yesterday,
You didn't, or you?
I did. I don't drink often like that though, because I had Prosecco's on Sunday, and then before that,
So it's 2 days in a row.
no, Sunday. I didn't drink
Okay.
on Monday.
Okay,
Can't drink actually, well, you can, but I don't.
depends where you are.
Yeah, that's true. I don't drink often like that for it to be a thing anyway. But yeah, the little times I do, I just can't bother.
I had a drink in weeks, to be fair.
That's good. I do think there is an alcoholism problem in this country though. Because whenever you go out, and you tell people you're not drinking,
They think
you're the
normal.
weird one.
Yeah, you're the weird one. Yeah, it's too normal for.
It's weird. And I think
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you mean you're not drinking? And then people like
you're
try
right.
and push you to drink. Do you know what it is, yeah? For someone to say they're not drinking and you're pushing them to drink. That's crazy. And we don't talk about it enough. And people obviously don't drink for different reasons. And then now you're having to explain your entire reason. But really, all it was I don't want to drink. You're like, okay, that's cool. Give me an apple juice. And then sometimes you'd be like to someone, if they say they're going to the bar, give me an apple juice, please. And they're like, oh, I sneaked in a tequila in there. Harvey Weinstein looking ass. Why would you do that?
Sure people do
You
that.
creep. It's
Sure
weird,
people do
man. I don't know, it's weird. But Britain, isn't it? All right, let's get into our headlines.
Let's do it. All right, so our first headline. The former US President Donald Trump has been charged with attempting to overturn his 2020 election loss in the state of Georgia. The grand jury voted to charge Mr. Trump and 18 others with counts that include racketeering. There are 41 charges, with 13 against Mr. Trump. It's the fourth time that he's been criminally charged this year. He's obviously denied all charges. His campaign said that the US had become a Marxist third world dictatorship. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis launched an investigation in February of 2021 into allegations of election meddling against Mr. Trump and his associates. And after the indictment was issued on Monday night, she announced that she was giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th of August. She said she plans to try all 19 people accused together. The list of alleged co-conspirators includes former Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani, the former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, and former White House lawyer John Eastman. Others include a former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark and Sidney Powell and Jenna Ellis, who were two Trump lawyers who amplified unfounded claims of widespread voter fraud. The indictment says that that the defendants knowingly and willfully joined a conspiracy to unlawfully change the outcome of the election in favor of Trump. And the former president is accused in a 98-page charge sheet of the following felony counts, including violating Georgia's Racketeering Act, solicitation of violation of oath by a public officer, conspiracy to impersonate a public officer, conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree, and false statements and writings and filing false documents. Next headline takes us to... Oh, pardon me. Sorry about this, guys. I'll come back to that. Next headline takes us to Russia, where unfortunately at least 27 people have been killed in an explosion and fire at a petrol station in Dagestan in southern Russia. The blast occurred in the regional capital of Machakala, which sits on the coast of the Caspian Sea, and this happened around 21:40 local time. Dozens of other people were injured in the incident. The exact cause of this was not yet clear. Pictures show a large fire lighting up the night sky and a number of fire engines at the scene. Some 260 emergency workers have been deployed, as has an aircraft to evacuate the seriously injured to Moscow. This is what the emergency ministry has said. Russia's Interfax news agency quoted doctors as saying 3 children were amongst the dead. It added that the fire had spread over an area of 600 square meters and that there was danger of a further explosion. Next headline takes us to Hawaii, where, sorry, let me get this up. Where Hawaii's governor has warned that dozens, trigger warning here, by the way, sorry, trigger warning. Hawaii's governor has warned that dozens more could be dead on the island of Maui following devastating wildfires, which have already claimed the lives of 99 people. So the governor, Josh Green, was speaking to US media on Monday, and he said that we are prepared for many tragic stories. They will find 10 to 20 people per day, probably until they finish. And it's probably going to take 10 days. It's impossible to guess, really. Cadaver dogs and dozens of searchers have been sweeping through homes and buildings reduced to ash by the wildfires. Right now, they're going street by street, block by block between cars, and soon they'll start to enter the buildings. It's what Jeff Hickman, who's the Director of Public Affairs for the Hawaii Department of Defense, told NBC's Today. Fires continue to burn on the island, including one wildfire in a centrally located up-county area, which is still only 60% contained. And hotspots and ditches and other hard-to-reach places have made controlling the fire difficult. This according to officials in their latest update. But firefighters say that the blaze is now 85% contained, while wildfires in Peluhu and Kanapali areas have now been 100% contained. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
All right, so today's topic of the day, yeah. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. Yeah, do you feel like this is something that we need to worry ourselves with? Is this something important that kind of has an effect on everyday lives? Even maybe not ours, because obviously we're adults now and whatnot. But in terms of like the narratives, right? That's kind of push the morals of particular stories, especially stories, Disney stories, fairy tales, and things of that nature. Do you feel like it's time that the narrative needs to change? I say all this because there's a new film coming out, right? Based on 1937 film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, right? And basically, the actors involved, well, especially the person who's going to be playing Snow White, right? She's got a lot of backlash, right? And this is because she basically had an interview, I believe it was sometime last year, but basically that particular interview resurfaced in recent weeks, right? And just kind of put everything that she said about the film and her perception of the original film in the forefront. And people are basically criticizing her for her views, right? So her name is, what's her name? Something Zegler, right?
Rachel Zegler.
Thank you very much, right? And so she had an interview, and she basically was saying prior to her role, when she was young, at least I think it was when she was young anyway, but she said that she had the issue with the original Snow White and the direction that film kind of took, right? She said that she found the original film scary. Yes, that's what she said. She said she found it scary and she only watched it once, right? And so people that kind of have her mindset, which is basically the directors and I guess Disney now, with this new approach to this film, right, they want to take it in a different direction. Zegler also said, right, that the original is extremely dated when it comes to women being in roles of power, adding that the reimagined Snow White would learn to become a fantastic leader. So basically the storyline of the Snow White...
What's she leading the Seven Dwarfs?
Basically.
They were auditioning to be her friend.
Yeah, but
Give
remember...
more powerful than that.
But remember the whole... I can't remember the story.
I can't remember.
I could just about remember it.
But, like, obviously someone comes to save her, right? A man,
Oh,
right?
there's a prince come to save her.
Yeah.
Just to kiss her.
I think...
Because a lot of them had to be kissed from sleep.
Yeah.
That's in the that's
That's
the
shoe.
Sleeping Beauty you're talking about.
Sleeping Beauty, yeah.
Oh.
But there's a love interest in this, though, anyway, right?
But in all of them, they're being saved. Rapunzel's being saved.
Yeah.
Snow White's being saved.
Yeah,
Cinderella's
for
being
real.
saved.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is why she pretty much, well, part of the reason why she says she has a problem with it, right? Before we get onto that, though, she's just a bit of a backstory, right? She's Latina, right? So people were criticizing the fact that she's Latina. And
Even that she's playing the...
that she's playing the role,
No, what's her
right?
name? Is it Thingy?
Who?
The one that said niggas give her heebie-jeebies.
Niggas what?
What's her name?
Wait, what? That is wild.
What's the woman's name, please? Sorry.
Oh, this one, Rachel Zegler.
Okay, I don't think it's her.
Thank you for that. I was about to say, because I was about to take
Oh,
off.
no, it's not her.
No, I'm saying thank you to Brent for turning on this aircon, because I was about to take off my top. I was starting to get hot, like, literally.
Well, you are wearing a hood.
No, I'm talking about before that.
Oh.
I'm talking about before that. Sorry.
No, I meant the actual hood.
But I know, you're saying like you're about to call the police, bro.
Relax, man. You're getting big trauma and PTSD, bro.
PTSD! No, I'm playing. Please, carry on.
But basically, people are kind of criticizing the fact that she's a Latina and she's playing this role anyway. So, I mean, we kind of know
Yeah, she's already getting stick.
exactly. But adding on top of that, her views on the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, do you feel like she has a point in that 2023 we should kind of revisit some of these old... Because at the end of the day, it was made in 1937.
I'll be honest with
It's
you.
almost 100 years ago.
For me, yeah, not everything has to be a remake.
One.
That's the first thing. That hasn't got to be a remake. And I saw, funny enough, some of the interview that she was saying maybe no more than 2 days ago, and she was saying, "Oh, my man was stalking her through the whole film." I said,
Yes.
"What?" I said, "Hold on." But obviously, we were all kids when we watched this, so she was even younger. So I swear she's still like early 20s, no?
Yeah.
So that means she was even younger than that. So, so when she said she saw it, she was scared. Scared of what?
Yeah, but saying that she's scared that's not.
I know, but she said
think
the
that one is
brother
fair, though.
stalks the woman through the whole. Maybe she's looking at through new age eyes how people look at
No,
stuff
you know,
now.
because there's some things I watched when I was younger that scared me. I can't think of.
Yeah, you okay?
And
Like a
isn't
cartoon
there-
that people liked.
Isn't there a witch in this? I swear there's a
There's like witches in all of the Disney movies. now.
Yeah,
This is
watching
it.
all of them. Okay, for example, X-Files scared me back in the days, but I can go back and watch that now. That's
No,
not-
there's certain things that scared me back in that. The Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm never watching that in my
the
life.
courage, I don't know what that is.
Never heard of
That
that.
purple Eustace looks like Pastor Toby from Spac Nation. It's crazy. That shit scared me when I was young, and I still scares me till today.
I ain't seen that.
But
There's
it's not-
certain things when you're young, when it scares you, it just
stays with you.
It just stays.
Okay,
there, man.
okay. What I didn't like. What's that? Paranormal Activities, the first one. Like I went to see it, I didn't know nothing about it. I see people walk out from the cinema.
Yeah,
I
it's
said,
a
"Listen, I need to get out of here." Stayed watching it. Yeah, I swear I slept with the lights on for 3 days straight. Like, I'm never watching that again.
Yeah, but is her saying it's scary? Is that the main point?
No, but she was saying that the guy was stalking
Yeah.
my girl throughout the whole film. I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
but you
remember
know
this
what? I'll be honest
happening.
though. Some of the Disney films, when you look at the storyline as an adult,
Story was a bit
it's
wild.
creepy.
Yeah, 100%. I get that. I 100%
Is it Beauty
get
and the
that.
Beast? Is it Beauty and the Beast? And he was like abusive, and then he locked her in the house, and it
Yeah.
was that's weird, you know.
Yeah, 100%. But someone wrote this for
Crazy
kids.
ass shit. Exactly. So certain things like that, if they were gonna remake that one, you got to remake it as someone has got sense today.
No, but that's why I said maybe they're looking at it through new eyes because we're not looking at stuff the way we looked at it 10, 20, 15 years ago. We're looking at stuff differently now. So that's why when she's saying, oh, you know, the guy was I was like, wait, how can
exactly.
I don't remember this happening? So again, maybe I have to rewatch it and be like, okay, cool. Now I can see what she's on about.
But do you know what? I feel like certain things, I think you automatically watch or think of things with new eyes because when you were younger, as a kid, you don't take in the storylines. All you know is that you like Barbie. All you know is that you like Prince Charming. Like, that's it. You're not taking in the actual stories. So it's difficult not to, especially if you're going to be a parent or you are a parent, knowing that your kid is going to watch this, it's difficult to just sit back and let your child watch something when you know what the message behind this is.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
different kids absorb things. Guys love to say about women live in fairy tale land about, oh, you're going to find the prince one day and happily ever after. All of that came from that.
But is
Do you know what I
that,
mean?
is that a bad thing? If, for example, some women out there actually want that for themselves.
Of course it's
And-
not.
Huh?
Of course it's not.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, right?
It's not. But the thing is, it's used as an insult. It's used to insult them.
What, women?
But I just, yeah.
In what way?
The whole
Well,
fairy
but the
tell,
whole
like the
fairy-
one in fairy tale, you're not being realistic.
Oh, okay,
blah,
I get
blah.
what you mean. As in-
Do you know what I mean?
okay,
Like, it's
yeah,
used
yeah,
as,
yeah,
as an
yeah.
insult. But that's just an example. I'm just saying that there's like different kids pick up different things. But I think when you're a kid watching a show, like there's certain shows that I watch back. And I'm like, that was wild. That's a crazy joke to make. Do you get what I mean? So it's difficult not to watch things from new eyes. I feel like there's you're mature now, you understand the messaging, then there's the woke eyes. That one's different. Do you get what I mean? But
Do you feel like this is a bit of that? Because just to add on to what Rich was saying, yeah, she basically suggested that there will be no focus on the love story element, right? Saying, and this is what the BBC saying, right? That she was perhaps joking, but she said that the prince was a stalker, right? She said also in a Variety interview last year that we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is not going to be saved by the prince. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
So basically, she's going to save herself or she's going to be saved by another woman.
I love that for her, man.
But is there
perhaps.
is anything wrong with kids knowing that they're stalkers? Is there like we've all watched?
During the day,
But the thing is, yeah, we've all watched Disney movies growing up, innit?
Yeah.
Did we walk away from the movies thinking anything negative? Did we take anything?
Again,
Did anything carry with us throughout the years? Have we got trauma from watching these? You know what I'm
No.
saying, like it's not. You don't have to give kids a complete airy fairy tale. You can put a bit of discourse in there. I don't think it's detrimental unless it's problematic. Then yeah, but this I don't think these stories are that problematic to where they need to be changed now because it's a new age. We still, as kids, watch these films, and I don't think anyone suffers from Disney PTSD. Like, it's not that deep. You know what I mean?
ain't that what they're basically saying about the new Barbie that they put loads of stuff in there that, like, why are you putting this in there?
I haven't seen this.
I haven't seen it either, but like this
but no,
is
it does discuss like social issues basically.
Yeah.
The social issues that's in there, and I know people are complaining about that, but I think that I'm not really here for remakes. I think just leave things the way they are. But if you are gonna remake it, you do have to read the room. You have to remake things to the society we live in today. Because there's a lot of things that were running back then that you can't do today. I think what we need to address is all them princes just coming up to women, just kissing them unprovoked. I think the women need to have the women need to have a note stapled to their chest saying, "I understand a prince is gonna come, and I give consent for him to lip sync." Not make lip sync up girls anyhow. But I feel like again, even stuff like that, they can make the storyline a thing where she's aware like a prince is coming and she's happily waiting for him and blah blah. Like I don't know. I think just leave the old ones to be what they are and then create new things. That's why I like, because you know when people have the arguments about, this princess, let's make Cinderella black. I mean, there was Black Cinderella, big up Brandy and Whitney Houston is the great mother. But like when the cartoons, when they're like, let's make it, if you're gonna remake it, let's make them black. Just make a new one. That's why I like The Princess and the Frog. Yeah. Princess Tiana was black, but that's a new story. So rather than remaking old things, let's just make new things for the younger generation, and that can have all the social
It's branded,
issues.
isn't it? Because that title holds a lot of weight in it.
That's true, actually.
So you'll get more attention if you remake an old classic as opposed to making a brand new film.
But they could just be like inspired by. They could really market it to make it run that way, but all of this stuff is all just silly, man. I mean, I'd never watched the Lion King live action one.
I ain't watched that.
When I had Beyonce in it.
I ain't watched that.
I know Beyonce to sing. I don't want to see Beyonce. She's not a great actress. I don't want to see Beyonce as a lioness. But again, I guess it's that. It's the fact it's branding and it's money making and it's about. I do think if you're gonna remake things though, the world we live in, they can't pick and choose. You want your audience to go and watch it, then you have to cater to the audience, unfortunately.
But like some of these stories though, don't you feel like some of them are timeless? Where it's like, they carry on like over 100 years, like perhaps, you know what I'm saying? Where like, even though you don't live in the same world, the same era anymore, there's still lessons you can learn from it. So like perhaps we don't repeat certain things, you know what I'm saying? So for example, I think you mentioned the thing about one of the characters being abusive. Was it Beauty and the Beast or something?
Yeah, I think it's Beauty and the Beast, yeah. But
like especially nowadays, right? Where teachers are, I think anyway, they're having to teach the youngers about grooming and abuse and I think they are anyway, right? Isn't that the perfect type of film to watch?
But that's the thing though, when those films were created, they weren't created, it's with adult eyes now we're seeing these things. That was not the story back then. So if you're going to remake a film, say they were going to create Beauty and the Beast, I think that's what they should highlight then.
Okay.
I feel like the flaws that were in the film that were brushed to the side, even though they're big, is what like the film should then be about. But obviously, still in a playful, it's still a nice film. But the kids can pick up the right lessons of like, don't follow a stranger. What is it? Not Jack and Jill, Hansel and Gretel. Do you know what I mean? You just go to someone's random house and you're eating sweets. Now you're locked up. Now they're trying to fatten you up. Now they want to burn you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all crazy. But if you're going to remake that, let's make that into a Stranger Danger Things where kids don't stop for people in white vans to get a lollipop. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's certain things you can remake. But I think with the adult eyes, when you look at certain things, the messaging is a bit interesting, man. But, yeah.
Wait, did they make a remake of Pinocchio?
I don't remember.
I think they did like a human form of it.
Okay, I just don't remember.
Yeah, I think they did like a human form of it.
Even that one, like the lesson in there, don't lie. No?
Oh yeah.
So
they carry through the ages.
timeless.
I feel like they're classics for a reason. And I feel like they should just be left there as classics. And not really time, because unfortunately the new ones then ruins. I feel like I personally think it ruins it. Some of the remakes are not great.
That is true.
But is this about the messaging and what it teaches kids, or is it about restructuring a movie and playing into what society's like? For example, not using the word dwarf in the title, because right now dwarf can be looked upon as a
You gotta say little person.
as opposed to back in the day. Or is it about both? Because I see it more like changing it to fit the way society is now, but keeping the messaging the same. So removing sort of offensive words, offensive rhetorics, whatever, but the story itself doesn't need to change. I don't feel like Disney movies are dangerous. I don't feel like kids watch them and walk away from them. Yeah, you can think it's scary because there's elements of fear in there. There's witches, there's jeopardy involved. But in terms of like, I don't know. I don't feel like this is a contentious conversation. I just feel like it's more so adapting certain wording, certain. You know what I mean, that's for me. That's it.
That is true though. I didn't call it Snow White and the Little People.
No, so what they've changed it to Snow White and Magical Creatures.
If you don't move,
I'm not gonna. That's a whack title.
that's whack.
To magical creatures.
And
That is
you
wild.
know what? That brings into another thing, right? You know the guy who plays Tyrion? Is it Tyrion from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
So basically, he was talking about this, basically saying like it seems like they're obviously trying to do something good here by bringing in the Latina actress and diversity here.
And that's good.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
with the magical creatures, you've gone a step back. You know what he's basically saying? Because one second caller, yeah. With that now, it now like in terms of the opportunities for people to play that role, it's now not limited to dwarves. Sorry, it's to little people now.
So they're removing the wolves and putting creatures
magical
in there.
creatures.
Creatures,
And so
yeah.
now
Also, none of it tall, short,
this is it.
slim, thin,
And
fat.
so now instead of 7 little people getting those roles, in reality, only one person did.
Also, is depriving the little people from getting roles.
Yeah.
How many little actors are there?
Loads.
Yeah, that's what we love.
Loads.
We'll come back to that. Good morning, caller.
Morning, guys. Black Rob, how you doing?
Morning.
All good. How are you, man?
Morning, guys. I think there's a couple. First of all, I think everything is planned with these movie studios. They remake all these films because they're risk averse now. So they always try to kind of capitalize on nostalgia so that they can know they're going to get a certain amount of people that are going to come in anyway just because of nostalgia. So that's why they're remaking these things. And I think it's kind of disingenuous for Disney to be, because what Disney does is like the whole of all of their old films is always about Princess gets the guy and then she feels actualized by the guy choosing her and choosing love. And then they realize that, wow, okay, the narrative is shifting now. People are more, especially girls who are the people that are the primary people that watch these films are more like, there's more of a feminist movement, and that story won't wash. So it's not them going, they just want to stay with the time. So they stick their finger in the mouth, check the air, and they say, okay, cool, everyone's a feminist, let's make feminist films. Because if we start making films about girl gets the guy, the people they're gonna be think pieces on the blogs about how we're misogynistic, blah blah. So they just go with what the narrative is, the prevailing narrative is at the time. And then, as you said, the damsel in distress trope is like it's not something they can really run with now. So that's why they make those films. And and I also think it's also you have to realize that also Hollywood is on the West Coast, and like if anyone that works in tech or works in like media space knows that everyone is like super left leaning on the Bay, and like especially both the tech industry and the media space. So if you're not like, it's so hard if you don't prescribe to those same views, like super left views, then you're ostracized. You won't get any work. So that's why you get all these script writers. Like if I think someone spoke about The Witcher. I watched The Witcher, yeah, and all they needed to do was basically stick to the book, because there's books, and I've read the books, and the story is laid out for you, basically like Game of Thrones. But the producer on the show was like, nah, I know better. Let's do all these stuff to change it, to make it more woke. And then the fans revolted, and that's why the show got cancelled. That's why Henry Cavill's leaving, because they didn't just stick to the book. But because the producers they get smoke blown up their ass about how they can change the story and make it more woke, and make it more this and make it more that. And the audience just want a good story. That's why Game of Thrones was good, because they just stuck to the book, and when they moved away from the book, it got shit.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a combination of studios being risk averse because they don't want to bet on new stories. Disney, even though they were the orchestrator of the damsel in distress trope, they're now trying to backtrack and now go with the times and do more feminist storylines. And then also like the biggest movie studios being on the West Coast, and everyone on the West Coast is super left leaning, so they have to stick to the agenda of the left leaning agenda. Otherwise, you're not going to get work. I remember Chris Pratt once. He's like a Christian, and then he started saying obviously, being a Christian, sometimes you may have more conservative views because of and he said some stuff. I don't know what he said, but then he was getting backlash just for like saying, talking about his Christianity and all that stuff. So he had to just kind of like keep quiet about that stuff. So most people don't know who the right wing actors are, because if they're right wing, they keep that stuff at home, and then they say what they need to say at the press junkets or whatever to keep working.
Okay. Black Rob, I want to ask you something here. Even though you said Disney and that they're kind of in the Bay Area on the they're super left leaning, right? Don't you feel that they kind of have to consider the entire world though? That's one thing. And number two, do you feel like it's a bad thing to kind of adjust your story to today's day and time?
Okay, so the first one is that. Sorry, the first question you said was they don't you think it's good that they're super left leaning, right? Is that what you said?
No, I'm saying you're saying that they are super left leaning, right? But like surely they have to consider the audience, the entire world, don't it? And not just...
Not really, because you can tell when they consider the rest of the world. Like Transformers considers the rest of the world. That's a film that they don't really have any agendas in it. It's just blow up, explosion. Then Michael Bay films are global films because they don't have no agendas on them. The ones that are just for America, you can tell straight away. Do you know what I mean? Because that stuff won't run in, like, China have a council that if you do not, they view every film that America tries to import there, and if they don't like the messaging in the story, it won't get played in China. So whenever there's a film that they want to actually break internationally, they will take out all of that stuff that they know that they're trying to shoehorn in, all the little narratives, because they know that China it's not going to run in China, and then they also make sure there's a scene in the film where someone Chinese does something heroic, because then it will be favorable with the Chinese music.
Okay. Makes sense. Oh yeah. My other question is, do you feel like it's a bad thing though for them to kind of adjust the storylines to whatever society is today?
I don't think it's bad or good. I just think it's like you should have. I always think it's a bad thing when you only have one side of the argument or one side of there's the political. There's a spectrum. There's a political spectrum, and if you're only hearing one side, that means the other side is being dampened or being squashed. Do you know what I'm saying? So for every, I watched the Barbie film with my girl, and I thought it was actually quite funny. I thought it was all right, but then it was bait what they were trying to do, and it was obvious that 10 minutes in, I was like, okay, cool. I see what the play is, and I don't have an issue with that. But then it's like, would there ever be a film made where it was like I don't know, like a uber. I don't even know what it would be, like a uber conservative film or a film that's no, it wouldn't be made because Hollywood would shut that down before it even got made. Do you know what I mean? So it's more so even I have my own political views about a lot of stuff, but I'm kind of self-aware enough to be like, even if I like left-leaning stuff or right-leaning stuff, I always seek to hear the other side, because then I have a bit more balanced view rather than just being an echo chamber. That's how you get stuck in an echo chamber and you think everything is you see it all the time. People get stuck in echo chambers, and they only have, you speak to certain people and they just talk from talking points of Twitter and Instagram. I'm like, you've been sucked into like a bubble where everything, you just get your opinions reaffirmed. And that's in the movies you watch, is the people you follow on Instagram, is all that type of stuff. It's like, if you don't hear both sides, then you just be stuck. You think everyone thinks your way.
Yeah, 100%. It's true. All right, I hear you. Thank you very much for calling, Black Rob, man.
Thanks, Black Rob.
Just
and that's why I feel like they should just make new things, because I think there's so much to consider. There's so much to consider in these stories, because really and truly, a lot of the stories are obviously to do with like heterosexual relationships, but then it's not going to be the same story. And I hope I don't get cooked for this, but it's not going to be the same story if the stars have different sexualities. Do you know what I mean? So then we can just start creating new stories.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because if we now have, if Cinderella goes to the ball, Cinderella's bisexual. So a man, anybody can get Cinderella at this point. Is it really? Do you know what I mean? I just think, I think it's just easier to make new things. And I feel the same way when it comes to even the princess should be black. I'm like, no, let's just make her own a black princess that has her own story, and not changing the skin color of these things. Because unfortunately, I have growing up, all of these princesses are white to me. Like, I never, for even a second, even thought they might even be black. But then Princess Tiana, who is black, I remember her as a black princess.
There you go. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You mentioned before about the whole woke, like people being too woke, right? Do you feel like Zegler is being one of those people, basically? The reason why I'm saying that is because obviously she and I guess the writers are trying to totally remove the need for Snow White to be saved by a prince, dreaming about true love, just throwing that out the window. But some people are basically saying, why can't she actually be a leader like you want it to be?
Yeah.
But also have love. Like, well, why does it have to be either or?
Why is it got to be either or? I find that funny though. I need to know how old Zegler is.
That's what I'm saying. That's it.
Because that will be a thing. Since it's 23, I ain't trying to hear nothing from her.
I don't think she's over 25.
Was it Rachel Zegler, right?
Yes.
Zegler age.
Because why are you looking for that? Yeah, like somebody on Twitter.
53. Oh, no, that's wrong person.
I'm about to say,
I was
what?
like, what?
I say she looks good for that age.
Is it actress? Oh, she's 22.
22.
She's 22.
There you go.
22. She's being woke. Because I feel like, yeah, I get why people have an issue with the whole, every time the princess is laying dead, she's dead and gone, and then a prince comes and revives her back to life.
Yeah.
Like, I get why that will be like, okay, where's something else? Like, where's something new? But even with that, yeah, all they have to do in one of these stories is just have a plot twist. He wakes her up here and she's like, actually, I don't really like you. Before I fell asleep, I had another boyfriend and that's where I want to go to.
Or like
we switched it up.
Or like he wakes her up and she uppercuts him.
Okay.
So what you did? Don't touch me.
Do you mean?
Not like some kind of woman empowerment type
This
thing.
is
And then
it.
she cracks on. You get. Like, I don't know.
I think she's been very, very woke. But I don't understand that, because the thing is, what she's describing she wants happen. First of all, it's giving Pocahontas. Pocahontas was a leader in her rights. Big up her. But what she described is a whole new story. It's Snow White.
Basically, yeah.
That's definitely not.
Yeah, my
Snow
issue
White.
will always just be, man, leave things the way they are and create new things. Because you can have and the thing is, you can actually have one that can end up being a classic. If it's written properly,
Yep.
it could end up being a classic. So what she's asking for is a whole new thing. And she's the actress that's playing Snow White.
Yeah.
And they invite her.
Might as well call her Snow Brown.
Okay. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. Magical elves, I don't know how all of that's going to work out.
Magical elves.
Because what is it?
Magical creatures.
Oh, that's it. Magical creatures.
And I think to me, yeah, this has always been my kind of issue with the whole, even the whole transgender thing as well, right? Where you're kind of taking rights from people to help your cause.
Yeah.
It should always be leave everyone alone and let's find a way to add to you rather than taking from someone else. And I think a perfect example of that is basically with this whole magical creatures thing. You've now robbed people of potential jobs who don't.
They're even struggling in the industry. To
They do.
Ricky Gervais has this comic. This series is so
One
funny.
second, caller.
It's like with Carl Pilkington. Or
Yes.
Pilkington?
Yeah.
Not the Ricky Gervais show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Ricky Gervais show.
No, there's another one they did.
Is it?
There's another one because they've done quite a few like projects
Together.
together. It's
Okay.
so like they are an iconic duo, man.
Yeah, they're
that's why
fun,
we use when I asked about the little actors.
Yeah.
Automatically remember that guy because it was about him trying to get around in the industry and not really getting jobs and blah blah. It's flipping hilarious. But morning caller.
Morning, guys. It's Becky.
Morning Becky, you right?
I'm good, thanks. How you doing, Esther?
I'm good, thank you, darling.
Becky with the good hair.
I was just calling to because it literally just came into my mind just now. I forgot. There's an author that I studied in A-level English that basically rewrote the Disney stories, but with a feminist twist. Her name's Angela Carter. So I guess if they wanted to remake it, there's already text there that they could draw from. That's not Disney, and she just kind of like remade it with a feminist twist, but also made it really, really dark. So some of it is a very like fairy tale ending kind of thing. You know, maybe they die type of thing.
So have you read some of those books?
Yeah, I've read quite a few of them. They were really good. They were really good. They were quite interesting in terms of like obviously not the women not being the ones who get saved sometimes, and then I think the Beauty and the Beast one was quite interesting because I think they both turned into beasts at the end. And yeah, so it was. She's written quite a few really, really interesting versions of Disney stories. If anyone wants to read them, they're short stories, so they're not that long.
So she's obviously, from what you're saying, she's a proper a bona fide feminist, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Would you prefer your kids to listen to or read her version, or the original versions?
I think there's like
If they had to
like
choose
Rob
one.
was saying, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with having a balance of both. But I think I like Angela Carter's stories because life isn't always just a happy ending. So it's more, to me, it's more realistic that sometimes the ending isn't great. Sometimes they both die. Sometimes they end up as beasts. Sometimes the man is, sexually assaulting this girl. That's the truth. That's how life really is sometimes. So I think maybe her versions, I think, are probably more realistic as to real life. So don't, romanticize or fantasize of certain things.
But don't you feel like that kind of robs, like potentially anyway, robs people of a hope though? Because it's like surely you can include, trigger warning, sexual assault, and men being abusive or women being abusive in the story, but it not ending that way. Because if it ends that way, what's the point in trying?
How did it end? They died.
Yeah, like
As in the victims died or the perpetrators?
I think the victim is what she's saying. Because sometimes in life that's just what happens.
But does she write for
some of them-
kids or does she write for adults?
No, these are adult books. These are not for kids.
Yeah, okay.
These are,
Okay.
That's fair then.
these are like, I would say these are like young adults. So like I don't know what the teens, like 13 plus. They're definitely not for children because they're a little bit too dark for kids to read or even understand, I would say.
Okay, cool. Makes sense. All
Thanks,
right.
Becky.
Thank you very much for calling.
All right, bye. Take care, guys.
Bye. I don't know, man. I think there's certain things that's like, okay, yeah, I don't know. I just don't want us to pretend as though, because okay, I'm a bit torn. Because I feel like there should be, I feel like every human being should desire love and desire partnership and companion, all that kind of stuff. But I do believe that the way women have been raised, that they've been raised in like it's like your entire worth is tied to this thing. Like you could achieve everything, you could cure cancer and whatnot, but then where's the husband to show for it? Do you get what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think with that kind of messaging, that is damaging. I stand by that even in the real world. But I also don't want these. I don't think it should be a one or the other situation where they're either dying for love or they're completely rejecting it. I think what needs to happen is there needs to be like a middle ground, a healthy balance. And I think that's what needs to be in the stories, like a healthy balance. So yeah, the prince does save her, but then she has a choice. Plot twist, she don't pick that prince. He did all of that for another man and he's like, oh, thank you very much for saving my wife. I appreciate you. You can be Godfather. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there just needs to be a healthy balance to it.
But don't Disney movies just kind of show what is really in society? It's just in a fairy tale way, as in men pursue women.
Yeah.
Right? So these movies are just showing that natural dynamic, but it's just in this very outlandish way, right?
Yeah, in a basic,
But
basically in a dramatic way.
By the core of it, it still shows what the normal dynamic between men and women is, that men pursue women.
Yeah, basically.
If you want, women to be moving to men in the films and it to be completely flipped around.
I'm pro moving to men.
But I feel like it just,
But I get what you mean,
I think it just depicts the dynamic in society.
I think people in their real lives are triggered by things, and that's why, and that fuels their like it feels what it is that they want to then see. Do you know what I mean? So when they watch a movie, because I would my kids. I'm gonna watch Disney films with my kids.
Yeah.
But also because my kids are gonna be living in a household where there's healthy love as well. Yes, of course. I wouldn't watch Beauty and the Beast. I haven't watched that because that guy's ugly and scary, and I just didn't understand why that should be what I watch. But say I watch something and it has got like a weird messaging or something. That's something me and the dad can be like, oh, about that. Do you know what I mean? Just say it. But the thing with kids as well, kids don't really take these things, and I feel like, kids don't really take these things. I will say that when it comes to, I know with me, the whole happily ever after thing, that is something that was ingrained in my head because I watched a lot of Disney films and it was just a conversation that's had. Like you find your Prince Charming, you kiss many frogs and you find your Prince Charming.
Yeah.
I mean, Tiana's one, the Black Princess, that's what her situation was. It was a frog, she kissed him, turned into a prince. I don't know what the situation happened after that. But do you know what I mean? That is kind of the narrative. And I don't think it's enough to say that it doesn't have an effect on how people grow up generally. It does. The Way I Date is not based on Cinderella and all these stories, but I do think like if I see a couple, if I see a woman get married and I know that she's been through a lot of heartbreak and whatever, I'm like, oh, she finally got a happy ending. She finally, do you know what I mean? And that is Disney talk. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think they just need to find a healthy balance to these films because it can have an effect. But I don't think it should be the extreme. I don't think it should be the extreme of how it is now and then that extreme or the opposite extreme. It needs to be a healthy balance. But it also can't be, and I don't like the fact that we're pretending as if people don't want love in life. They do. But I don't know, man.
Good morning, caller.
Morning, y'all. It's Stacey.
Hello,
Stacey.
Stacey. How are you?
How y'all doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Thank you.
Good. I just think, why are we robbing kids of their innocence? Like, to think, like, to have a full, not y'all, but just in general, with the whole over analyzing of children's stories, I think some things are, you know, the pro of conversations like this is like people are a little bit more careful of certain things that are just generally inappropriate. But I think like this whole taking apart fantasies, like they're literally fantasies. Like kids are not worried about all these things that we're worried about. Like a good example from Disney. Have you watched Utopia?
No.
No, I don't think I have.
It's a Disney movie, and to me, one of the most striking things about that movie, I think I watched it when it was in theaters, and I had gone with like some young cousins. The takeaway as an adult and the takeaway as a child is two completely different stories. Like the kid is thinking of the movie as like, you know, I forget the general storyline, but I know that for an adult, it was about like racism and like something along that lines, but they did it with animals. But as a child, like they're not even thinking remotely near that. Like it's two completely different takeaways. And I think that when it comes to fantasies and stuff like that, well, I get like, you know, if we're continuously perpetuating it in every single Disney product, then I can see it being a problem. But it's a freaking story. Like someone just creatively wrote this story and it was picked up for Disney. And that's what the kids are watching. Like, it's really not that deep. And to your point, Esther, if I said it in the comments, if you think that Disney's to blame for your young girlies basing their self-worth on men, you are Delulu. Like, it's because in your house, you are carrying men on your head and they are seeing that and growing up to, you know, believe that is true. So let the kids watch TV, let the kids watch Disney, but teach your kids at home, please.
You know what? That's a good point though, because a lot of parents who watch Barbie with their kids felt like there were certain things or certain parts that were like, ooh, like that's a bit mature, blah blah. Little kids didn't have a clue, man. They just thought it was all pink and nice and just fun and games. They didn't pick up on the misogyny.
Exactly.
They didn't pick up on the control issue. They didn't pick up on any of that. But yeah, that's the point.
Really, like. I would really encourage you all, like, if you get the time, because Zootopia is actually a really good movie, but you'll see live and direct exactly what I'm talking about. It's almost mind-blowing. Like, the adults in the movie really walk out of the movie like, holy shit, like, Disney really ate with this one, because the storyline that you got was so far from what the kids were watching. Like, it was, like, really about, like, racism and discrimination and, like, and superseding that. I don't know. It was great. So, yeah, I'll leave y'all with that. Watch Zootopia if you get a second. It's probably on Disney Plus, and as an adult, you will see what I'm talking about. Let the kids stay innocent. Y'all over there preaching Santa Claus and Easter Bunny and Tooth Fairy to them all the time anyway, so we're not questioning that. Anyway, bye y'all.
Thank you, Stacey.
Thank you.
All right, I think we can kind of wrap up there. You know.
Lovely. Let's get into our next headlines.
All right, so our next headline takes us to an update on the discussion that we had yesterday regarding the coup in Niger. And I feel like there's something a bit more updated than this. I'll have to look into it. But basically, Niger's military says they're looking to prosecute the deposed President Mohamed Bazoum for treason. This is hours after a group of senior Islamic scholars said that the country's coup leaders are open to diplomacy to resolve their standoff with West Africa's regional bloc. In a statement read out on national television late on Sunday, a spokesperson for Niger's military laid out the charges against Bazoum as high treason and undermining the internal and external security of the country. ECOWAS, which is the United Nations and ECOWAS, which is the Economic Community of West African States, condemned the announcement. Bazoum, who is 63 now, and his family have been held at the president's official residence in Niamey since the coup on July the 26th, with international concern mounting over their conditions in detention. ECOWAS has called for Bazoum's reinstatement, imposing severe economic sanctions on Niger and threatening military intervention if civilian rule is not restored. The West Africa bloc on Monday denounced threats by Niger's military rulers to prosecute Bazoum. They said in a statement that it represents yet another form of provocation and contradicts the reported willingness of the military authorities in the Republic of Niger to restore constitutional order through peaceful means. Next headline is a trigger warning, and a suspected airstrike in Ethiopia's Amhara region has killed at least 26 people, a hospital official says, as a state-appointed rights group detailed widespread killing of civilians since fighting broke out this month. Last week, federal forces managed to push the final militiamen out of most major towns in Amhara, but clashes have continued in other parts of the northern region. The Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, they were the ones who released a statement. The federal government declared a state of emergency on August the 4th. The fighting, which has been fueled by final accusations that the federal government is trying to weaken Amhara's defenses, is Ethiopia's biggest security crisis since the 2-year civil war in the neighboring Tigray region, which ended in November. Ethiopia's government denies the allegation by Fano, which is an informal militia that backed federal forces during the Tigray war. Spokespeople for the government, the military, and the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed did not respond to the Reuters news agency's request for comments on Monday about the suspected airstrike or the EHRC's statement. The suspected strike hit the town centre of Finota Salam on Sunday. This was said by a hospital official who asked not to be named for security reasons. But that particular official said that on Monday, 4 people died at the hospital and another 22 people died either at the scene or on their way to the hospital. 55 people are being treated for injuries sustained in the explosion. And the last headline, and this is a trigger warning here, tens of thousands of online grooming crimes have been recorded during the wait for updated online safety laws. Campaigners are urging tech companies and MPs to back the online safety bill and are calling for no more hold-ups. The bill, which aims to crack down on illegal content, has faced repeated delays and amendments. Children's charity, the NSPCC, says that 34,000 online grooming crimes had been recorded by UK police forces since it first called for tougher laws in 2017. The proposed new rules state that tech companies should be able to access the content of private messages if there is a child safety concern. Many popular apps offer an encrypted messaging service, which means that only the sender and the recipient can view the content. The actual tech firms themselves cannot see it. However, these privacy functions are available to everybody, and the platforms say they offer extra protection to victims of domestic abuse, journalists and political activists, among others. They also said that if they build in a backdoor, it will make their services less secure for all. This is based on a story, by the way. Just wanted to give a bit more context to it. And basically, there was this girl who I think she was 15. I believe she was 15. Yeah, she was chatting to this guy who's 22, right? She's 22 now, but she was chatting to this guy who's an adult male, grown adult, right? Who was pretending to be a teenager, and she was 15 at the time. So this particular animal, right, he convinced her to download a different secure messaging app and send him like explicit images of herself and everything like this, right? He then threatened to publish these particular images onto social media if she didn't do what, he basically asked of her after that, right? In addition to all of that, right, this animal also asked her for photos of her in a school uniform, asked for her timetable, all this type of stuff, right? But the good thing about this is the girl, she then obviously realized she was in a real bad situation, and she remembered that a primary school lesson that she had about a digital panic button, and she basically accessed it, and she contacted her school. The school then told her parents, and they basically helped report this abuser to the police, and they got him in the end. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So it's good that they're kind of teaching these things in school, man. But yeah, long story short, that's the end of the headlines. It's time to pay the bills.
All right, let's get into some Word and Road. is all very sad news. Sorry. But basically, the black Clarence Avant, who is known as the Black Godfather, passed away at the age of 92. But that's a good ripe old age, to be fair. But very influential man, and I'm happy because he also got enrolled in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2021. So I love when people are alive to get their flowers, and you don't do it after they've died. But he's been described as the Black Godfather by Quincy Jones, Pharrell, Snoop Dogg, Whitney Houston. Like, he's helped a lot of them in their careers, and apparently he paved the way for so many black actors, black musicians in the industry. And yeah, man, so his family released a statement on yesterday, and they said, "It is with a heavy heart that the Avant/Sarandos family announced the passing of Clarence Alexander Avant. Through his revolutionary business leadership, Clarence became affectionately known as the Black Godfather in the worlds of music, entertainment, politics, and sports." And yeah, there's no cause of death that's been said. I am seeing something about his wife passing away, like a few years ago, because the house got broken into and she got killed. But you know, like what they say about people that are like in love, I think it's one of the sweetest things, you know. Old people, whenever one of their partner dies, they tend to follow rather quickly. Well. It's so sweet. Like, I think it's so sweet. I think it's one of the most beautiful things in life.
I think most people want that, to be fair.
Yeah. I think it's so lovely, man. I think it's so lovely. But yeah, so R.I.P. to him. Rest in peace. And then also the rapper Magoo, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he also passed away. He's 50. There's also no cause of death that's been revealed with his passing. But I want to read some of his tributes because it's been so lovely, the things people said. So Missy Elliott said, "These are the kind of posts I don't wish on anyone. At first I was in shock, and the more I sit, the reality kicks in so many emotions. I remember when we first met as teenagers and you said, 'Hey, my name is Melvin,' and I laughed so hard. And I said, 'Wait, you really talk like that?' And you said, 'Yep.' And I kept laughing. And I said, 'What you do?' You said I rap, and you kicked 8 bars. And I said, 'You remind me of Q-Tip.' And you said he was one of your favorite MCs, but your flow was VA. I loved it. From that day, we became so cool. You supported me from day one. You said, 'I'm going to call you Misdemeanor.'" That's how she got the name. He gave her the name. Because it's a crime to have that many talents. So those who don't know, Magoo gave me the name Misdemeanor when we did the song Beat Me 911. And I asked Magoo to get on it. And I played this verse over and over, and posting this is just heartbreaking. I'm so lost for words. And obviously he was in a band with Timbaland as well. And Timbaland said, "This one hits different. Long live Melvin, aka Magoo, Tim and Magoo forever. Rest easy, my king." And then Genuine also said, "I don't even know how to say anything at this point. I have lost 3 friends now within a month to life and its due date. This dude always pushed me. I will miss you, Magoo." That's what we called him. Totally one of the best ever in my eyes. Always pressing forward. I know we didn't talk a lot, but the love was and will always be there, my brother. I will see you soon, bro. We all have our date, and I'm expecting the hug, bro, when I get there. I'm truly effed up right now, for real. Life is crazy. I hate going through this and losing people we love sometimes. It makes you feel like you don't want to feel the pain, so you want to be gone also. Pain hurts. And says blessings and love to his family. But yeah, blessings and love to his family. That is very, very sad news. He's only 50 as well. That's so young. And also, so did you guys ever watch the film The Blind Side? It had Sandra Bullock. I love Sandra Bullock. She's one of my favorite white women. She's so talented. It had Sandra Bullock in it, and essentially it was based on a true story of this NFL player, retired now.
Oh,
his name is Michael Oher.
Yeah. I've read something about that.
Yeah. So basically, how like he was adopted by this family, by a wealthy white family, and they helped him out of poverty and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Michael Oher, the man who this film is based on, is saying all of that heartwarming tale is all a lie, man. He said it was crafted by the family so they could profit off his name.
That's crazy.
And so he's saying as well, so he's basically filed a petition to court. It's like a 14-page petition. And he's basically alleging that Sean and Lee and Tuhoy, those are the white family, that they actually never adopted him, but instead tricked him into ceding his authority to make business deals by making the couple his conservators when he was 18. And yeah, so according to so he basically says that they arranged the deal that paid them and the two children. So they arranged the deal of the film, and the mum, the dad, and the two kids. He's saying that they got millions from the royalties of the film, and he didn't get nothing.
No way.
Yeah, so he's taking them to court
Yeah, take them, man.
because he's saying all of that cute stuff. It's all a lie. But the family have spoken out. The father's, I guess, the head of the household, Sean. He's spoken out, and he basically says how the allegations are insulting, and how they're devastated. He said it's upsetting to think we would make money off any of our children, but we're going to love Michael at 37 just like we loved him at 16. You see how they did there? They said our children. Yeah. Smart. And they also said that they didn't make this. They said we didn't make any money off the movie. Well, Michael Lewis, who's the author of the book The Blind Side, gave us half of his share. Everybody in the family got an equal share, including Michael, and it was $14,000 each. So they're saying that he did get money. He got $14,000, and he's saying millions was made from that film and the royalties. It was a big film. I've watched it a few times. Very touching film. It's really good. Yeah, and saying that they got millions from it and he didn't get anything. So he's taking them to court. I will keep an eye on the case because I don't like black people being exploited. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And if everything he's saying is true, I do hope he gets justice. It was so funny because someone in the comments was like, "You guys, don't you dare go under Sandra Bullock's comments now." Spamming her comments because then people on social media do some silly things. She has no business with any of this. So please leave Sandra Bullock out of it. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on the case and see what happens with it because that is very, very wild if they have been exploiting this man's life. But that's it. That's all I have for you today. Let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people. Welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. First thing I want to talk about is basically Japan's economy grew much faster than expected in the last 3 months, man. As the country's weak currency basically boosted their exports. So Japan, I think they have the world's third largest economy, right? And their GDP rose by an annualized 6% in the period, which obviously nobody kind of expected would happen. This is basically twice the rate of the growth forecast that most economists had for Japan. But this is pretty much because their currency is a lot weaker. So that means the exports basically are going to be boosted and it's going to benefit them overall. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's pretty much it for that, really. The other thing I wanted to mention was about... Now, this is... One could debate whether this is economics, right? But I think almost everything is basically down to economics. And this is something to do with weight loss, right? Mm-hmm. And basically the NHS, under this new draft health guidance, what they're saying is that they're going to try and make 4 apps to help people with obesity lose weight.
Make what?
Apps. These particular apps, right? That's going to help them. And included in this particular app, right, is also the offer of medication as well. So people who are struggling with obesity, they can sign up or whatever it may be. I think there's a bit more information that needs to come out, right? Because it's not launched yet. But yeah, they can benefit from using the app to help them lose weight, but also be offered medication to aid them in their weight loss. They're basically saying that 30 to 70% of the population have no access to weight management services in their area. And so these particular apps aim to reduce the waiting time for treatment. So obviously, I guess this I'm assuming anyway, that a lot of this will be that for people who are maybe taking the right steps already, but are still struggling with the weight loss. You know what I mean? More health reasons, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But these weight loss drugs can be prescribed alongside healthy eating, exercise, and the psychological support as well. But basically, this drug called Wegovy, I believe, hasn't launched in the UK yet. But in addition to these apps, it's looking like this particular drug, which helps with weight loss, will be offered to a lot of the people who are struggling with this. Next thing I wanted to mention is, you know Hans Zimmer?
No.
You know, I know Yusuf must.
Yeah,
you know Hans Zimmer, he does,
Composer.
the composer. All them films, epic films, he does all the scores for it.
Okay, I've heard his name, but I'm trying to picture a face.
Yeah, his face is, you never really see it.
Oh,
You just
okay.
see Hans Zimmer on the screen.
Okay.
Like, if you see it, next time you see it, you'll see it. He's basically in all the big films. Basically, he's bought BBC's Maida Vale Studios in London in partnership with 3 film producers. So that particular venue, the BBC's owned it since 1933.
A long time.
Yeah, man. So that particular place, like people like David Bowie, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Beyonce, the biggest stars you can imagine have all performed there, right? Yeah, it's a big deal. But basically, it went on sale for 10 million, around 10 million anyway. I would have thought it would be more than that, but yeah, it's around 10 million. But we don't know yet if he actually, and these other people, bought it for 10 million. It may have been a bit less or a bit more, not too sure. But basically, yeah, man, he's taking it over, man.
It's a good look, though.
Yeah, 100%. And the last thing I wanted to mention, also economics related, and this is, I think you lot may have seen it floating around social media. I think it was Fernand, big up Fernand. I think he put it in the community as well. And this is about B&Q. And they had this...
I thought you said being cute.
Nah,
That's what I thought you said.
Nah, B&Q.
B&Q.
B&Q,
Okay.
yeah. I don't even know what B&Q stands for. But yeah, them DIY specialists, right? They basically have apologized because one of their ads...
The white
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Exactly.
supremacy.
Exactly.
What's that about? How did that even...
This is it. This is what I'm saying.
Now, why is there a book
Yeah, in all of all places.
It's
you
insane.
displaying? And do you know what's mad? Someone did that on purpose.
100%.
They didn't check the
Probably.
cameras. I don't
100%.
believe the person who designed the set is the one who did it. I believe they've got a racist employee who just was looking and said, because I'm gonna put my book in there. That's
Or
someone's
someone
personal
got-
book.
Or someone got fired
Someone needs to get fired.
and left it there on
But
purpose.
the right person. Oh, there's that. That's true.
That's what I'm saying. They were like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to go out with a bang.
Or a pissed off customer.
Yeah, something along those lines, because something
Yeah.
don't make sense.
Yeah. But basically, for those who don't know, basically B&Q were advertising. I think it was like, what's that thing called? The radiator coverings.
Oh, yeah.
Radiator covers. And basically on top of that radiator cover, there were 2 books there titled White Supremacy in bold white letters, right? Obviously, they've taken it down. B&Q's apologized, and they said that the product was offered by a third-party seller, which is now suspended.
Oh, so they're blaming them.
This is what they do.
Oh, come on, man.
Remember Balenciaga did the same thing, innit?
Yep.
That's what they do. So yeah, man. Like I said, it sparked a lot of backlash on social media. Yeah, exactly. So it was just all over the place, innit? And I don't know. Like to me, none of this stuff surprises me. You know what I'm saying? I know some people. We were talking about the whole integration and simulation thing like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and when people talk about this type of stuff, oh yeah, we've integrated and everything's beautiful now, and Martin Luther
Beautiful?
King died for all of this, what we've got today. I just feel like, what are you looking at?
Yeah,
It's insane.
this is beautiful, you know.
I feel like every day there's people out there, corporations out there, industries out there that remind you that we're second-class citizens, man. That we're not. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? And this is just one big reminder to me. I really don't understand how it's got through so many people. White
So no one saw it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. In bold, you know.
Everyone had blurry vision that day.
Yeah, this is it, man. Like they always do, innit? But yeah, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal, man.
Sorry. I was deep in my preying. Let's get into asking for a friend. All right, let's see what we've got today. It's a shame we can't show them the doc, you know, because people, man, that you're not being the charges. Because obviously the dilemmas are getting crazier by the moment, and people keep saying that you're making them up. But here, there's actually because Brent copied in the wrong thing, copied in the time and all the stamps of when he got it.
There you go.
Shame we can't show you guys, but take my word for it. Basically, here we go. Good morning, team. Really appreciate the dedication you have shown over the last year. The quality has never dipped, even when the full team isn't there. Before,
I copied it in from my email.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
I'm saying
that's
I wish they could see that
Yeah,
part,
but you have
so they
all,
can see.
you have all the email details at the top.
Yeah. So I'm saying I wish they could see that part to
Oh, so
see that we
please-
actually these dilemmas are real people.
I'm fine with them thinking, man.
Oh no, I know, babes.
I'm completely fine.
We know you ain't never cared.
I don't think he has either.
No, he might everywhere. He didn't even know I was talking about for the first half of my sentence. All right, so before I share my dilemma, Brennan E-Man, I'd like to know if I'm able to see what you have planned for the new Black project. I watched the episode with Nabil over the weekend, and I heard that you were going to give a sneak peek behind the veil for those who donated money on that live. Is this something I could possibly arrange with the both of you via email? I'm asking because I'd like to put my money where my mouth and heart are. If at all possible, I'd like to hold onto equity in this project.
If you
Is
think
this
that
a man?
Emmanuel likes Zooms, then
The confidence I have in you based on your consistent message for change and the excellent news platform that you have built has me convinced that this is what I'd like to invest in more than just my time.
Nice.
That's lovely, isn't it? Can they email you or are you guys going to answer that in the dilemma part?
yeah, I've already responded to the person.
Oh, have you? Okay, lovely. Esther is an incredibly natural broadcaster and a seriously entertaining human being. Thank you very much. I'm old enough to have followed Margs's music career with Mashtown, and I don't know if anybody could have ever known or guessed that he'd be able to perform so seamlessly to a global audience as he does say behind a microphone broadcasting. It's so incredible how the idea of the New Black Project has facilitated these discoveries. Iman, you are such a godsend to a generation that may not at all receive you. Don't trust me. Kiss your teeth louder. Make it like it's MLK or some shit. People ain't ready for me.
They're not ready.
Yeah, I thought about leaving that.
You should have edited it. Iman said they're not ready for you. Please respond to this email and let me know if my requests are possible. If not, thank you. And please continue doing what you are doing. You have forever got a supporter in me. Okay, so I've got quite a large family, as with most families. There have been politics over the years. I've recently suggested that we use this summer's yearly family vacation to go away to a family therapy retreat for 12 days instead of our usual 14 days under the sun and near a beach. It's been met with a lot of criticism, as pretty much everyone was looking forward to the yearly sun and sand escape. I'm conflicted as I'm the head of the household and I don't want this to further add to the family stresses/strain, but I also feel as though we can't keep papering over our problems with a change of scenery. What do you think? Should I force this through or suggest from now that next year we will be going on this family therapy retreat so that they have a heads up? Thank you in advance for the advice. I think you force it. I think a lot of families like to sweep things under the rug. But what people don't understand is this rug continues to get bumpier and bumpier and bumpier. And at some point, it's not just a light trip, it's a fall. And when we fall, we can't come back from it.
Yeah.
I think that you can find a retreat where it is sun and sand, but also we're there to have to talk things through. And I think things are easier to, listen, when I'm abroad, I talk about anything. Whatever difficult conversation you think there is to have, I will have it. I'm in the sun. It's all vibes. You get what I mean? So personally, because I'm very pro therapy anyway, and I am pro working on relationships and getting to a point where you can make things happen. I don't like sweeping things under the rug and pretend like nothing's happening. Things are happening. I personally vote for you to make it a thing. If you're the head of the household as well, let them know this is what we're doing, by the way, next year. And this is the booking details. And I will see you all with the paper and pen ready. I think that's the healthy thing you're trying to do for your family. It will preserve. I think you have to sell it to them. Well, not sell it to them, but let them know that this is going to preserve the family. All these family vacations we're doing, if we don't sort things out, these are going to stop.
Yeah.
And it's going to stop without notice.
Yeah.
So
I would love to know if
he's the cause of the madness.
no. Sounds like a very sound human being to me.
Sounds very sound.
But I don't know, like, is the place in a nice country? Does it have a nice
Yeah, it tends to be,
scenery?
because they need to basically to get you in so you can reveal all. So it tends to, like, the retreat, when you go for like retreats and stuff, it always has the ambience that is perfect.
Okay.
Because they need to get you, you need to be relaxed and feel safe to be able to.
I think that's the angle that he has to push it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this, emphasize that it's going to be kind of like a blend of both. But this is something that we need.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if we don't do this now, we may not have this beautiful trips that we have every year for much longer. There's certain things that we're all dealing with here. And right now, it may not be the most comfortable thing. It may not be the trip you're looking forward to. But for the sake of the family, right? And as the head of the family, this is a decision that I believe is best for all of us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lead you guys to anything that's bad.
This
I'm
is
not trying
it.
to take away your fun.
Exactly.
I love you guys immensely. It's the
Yeah.
reason why we need to do it. You know
This
what I'm
is
saying?
it. I think that's a healthy thing to do, you know. Because that's the thing about family drama, yeah. I mean, I love the fact that I'm old enough now to see it all. So juicy. I'm like, oh my gosh. Imagine how much I missed when I was a kid and I had to mind my business. But like, it comes to a head randomly. But anything. It's like, so you have taken so much shit. And because this person did not bring enough jollof rice, this is now why you want to cut them off. This is
Wild.
now all the secrets are getting spilled. So you got to get in there, man. And I think for you to feel like you need a family retreat and stuff, that's a big thing.
That's a
Like
big
I'm pro
thing.
therapy, but I wouldn't say to my family, oh, let's go on a family retreat.
How much? Yeah, did it to say how much was that people? She said big family. But
Yeah.
that's a lot of people.
Quite a lot.
If you're inviting all the aunties and uncles, boy.
That's a lot of people. Man.
We know it's like when people start having kids and stuff. It just starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Out of hand.
Sounds like a colony.
It's a coup.
Like, you know, I'm assuming this person's black, obviously, right? I just think that the person's a very forward-thinking person, man.
I like this person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And
If you're a guy, let me know what you like.
and the fact that this is on his heart, right, to do for his family, is something that obviously he feels like they need it.
Yeah.
I would say push forward with it, man.
This is a very smart man.
I would say push forward, but just sell it a bit differently. I would say.
Yeah.
There's still going to be time for us to chill, to enjoy, do
This
certain
is it.
things. But I just want us to take time out as a family to actually look at certain things that we're dealing with that we've kind of hid under the rug, and you know what I'm saying. Let's face it and deal with it. And get it. You know what I'm saying. Let it be gone.
Do you know what you should call it as well? I think the language matters. Call it family bonding. Because when you guys go on holidays, you go on holidays to bond, spend time with each other,
Yeah.
and just say this is another part of the family bonding we're going to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like if you,
angle.
I feel like if you say let's discuss our issues, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
it kind of is like I'm not going on holiday for you. I'm running away from the issues. Do you know what I mean? But if you say like, do you know what? This is the whole point of the retreat is to get us to be closer, to like know each other more. We can know more things about each other and pay attention to each other, and we'll also have time for a holiday, and it will make the holidays better. You gotta sell it to them as if it's a thing. I rate you though for doing that.
It's definitely a
Yeah,
requirement part of the holiday, though.
Yeah, I really rate you. And if you're the head of the household, tell them, okay then, if you guys are not coming, then I'm not coming on any of our holidays ever again.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you're the planner as well. So really, the people are not going to go on holiday unless you plan it.
It's a lot of planning.
But he may not want to be so harsh with it. So
Yeah.
maybe like compromise in the sense of, okay, you know what, cool. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And then maybe if you guys feel like whatever it doesn't work or whatever, maybe it was useless, waste of time and money. Let's do a smaller getaway later in the year.
Yeah.
Or something just to kind of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because people may not necessarily, you know.
Adjusting things is long, man. Like, I'm pro therapy and all, but gosh, man, sometimes I'm just like, oh, here we go again. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just so it's not an easy thing to do. But I think also one of the things you can sell to them as well, like that's a good idea about saying we'll do this, then we can go on another getaway if you guys don't feel like you gotten away enough.
Yeah.
But just be like to them, do you know, it would be 1 hour in a day. It'd be 2 hours in a day. Because really, there's only so much therapy you can do in one day. Do you get what I mean? And we've got the rest of the day to chill, you know, to do so much.
Yeah.
It really is a holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a sick idea. But please send us an update. I really want to know how this goes.
Yeah, for real, man.
That'd be so cool. But I wish you all the best.
Same.
Yeah. You guys got anything to add on there?
No, you guys on a great.
No, you guys cover it, man.
Yeah.
That's sick, man.
It will go well.
It will go well. Amen to that. But yeah, wish you the best. If you've got dilemmas to send in to us, the number is 075-6484-1073. And if you would like to email, our email address is tdasubmissions@thenewblack.com. Let us know if it's for asking for a friend. Sis, what would you do? You're also welcome to send voice notes. But of course, you've got to hit the right points with the voice notes in a great, timely fashion. Yeah, let's get into our last headlines for today.
All right, so our next headline takes us back to the US, where a federal judge has sided with youth activists who accuse Montana state agencies of violating their constitutional rights to a clean and healthy environment. So in a ruling on Monday, the district court judge, Kathy Seeley, found that the policy the US state used to evaluate requests for fossil fuels permits, that it uses to evaluate requests for fossil fuel permits is unconstitutional. She also pointed to the fact that the policy, which is part of the Montana Environmental Policy Act, prevents the state government from weighing the harmful effects of greenhouse gas emissions. So in this particular statement, this judge wrote that Montana's emissions and climate change have been proven to be a substantial factor in causing climate impacts to Montana's environment and harm and injury. The Montana trial is the first of its kind in the United States. It adds to a small but growing number of legal decisions around the world that have established the government's duty to protect citizens from climate change. So this might be the first of many. And Monday's ruling requires the Montana legislature to find a way to bring the policy into compliance. But that is set to be a slow process in a Republican-led state, heavily reliant on the fossil fuel industry. And the last headline, trigger warning here, guys. A man who shot and threw acid over a father of two has told quote that he and his girlfriend decided to go down the vigilante route after she told him that she had been raped. So Michael Hillier, who's 39, denies murdering Liam Smith but admits manslaughter. The 38-year-old's body was found near his home in Wigan on the 24th of November last year. Mr. Hillier's girlfriend, Rachel Fulstall, who's 37, who met Mr. Smith on a Tinder date in 2019, denies murder and perverting the course of justice. Giving evidence at Manchester Men's Hall Street Crown Court, Mr. Hillier said that he met Miss Fulstall on a dating app Hinge in November 2020 and became completely besotted with her. Mr. Hillier said that his partner confided in him in January of last year that she had been graphically raped by Mr. Smith at a hotel. He said that he felt strongly that a crime as heinous as rape should be reported to the police, but he said that Miss Falstaff felt that she would not be believed, right? He also added that we decided jointly between the two of us that we would deal with the matter ourselves and seek justice ourselves and go down the vigilante route. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. Yeah, it's sad, but obviously you've gone and taken it into your own hands. You've killed this particular person, and now you're facing murder charges, man. It's sad, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the headlines, and it's time to pay them bills.
Lovely. Let's get into the reaction.
All right, guys, welcome to the reaction. Let's start with the Women's World Cup. It's currently at the semi-final stages. Games are actually happening right now. First game is Spain versus Sweden, currently 0-0. It's actually half-time. And then at 11 o'clock, you've got Australia versus England. So yes, the Women's World Cup, they are at the semi-final stages. One Prem game from yesterday, we had Man United versus Wolves. Man United escaped with a 1-0 victory.
Man, hold up. Where did you get escape from? I said escaped. So I know we didn't play well, but escape is a bit harsh.
Rafael Varane helped Man United get all 3 points with a 76-minute winner. I didn't watch the game, but Rich, Man United fan, talk to me.
It is. I didn't watch the game as well. I was on the way to football, and I came back from here, funny enough.
Okay.
I heard it was scrappy. We just looked terrible. The man had 23 shots.
Who did? Wolves,
yeah, and 6 on target.
From what I read, it seemed like you guys never really had much of a preseason.
That's what it come like. It don't make no sense. This man played 6 games, something like that. I don't. Yeah, if we carry on the season like that, listen, I'll take the 1-0 with every result, but at the same time, there's got to be some kind of performance, you know. Starting the season as well. Yeah, the man looked like they were on it.
Based on that's what you've seen on preseason and the signings you've made.
Nah, but you can't say that because there's been teams that have done terrible in preseason.
I never asked you the question.
No, but I know what you're still because I know what you're about to say.
What?
You're about to say based on preseason what I think is gonna happen. No, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's been teams that have had terrible preseasons gone on to win the Prem and vice versa. So preseason doesn't.
Well, to be fair, no, that's not what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, what do you think maybe is the problem or needs to happen for you guys to get together?
Man needs to just come up with some fire in their bum. Like come on, man. You can't. It sounds like Wolves were popping us as well.
Yeah.
What's he called? Got hold of these. He's had them for 3 days. For 3 days, the new manager, the new Wolves manager. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens the next game, and then if it happens again next game, then boy, like I see even in the group chat, Courts has said that he reckons we'll get another centre midfielder this week. I don't see it. I don't know. I have no idea. Like I personally don't see.
Is that a position where you feel like there's a void at the moment? You've got Bruno, Casemiro. You got.
Yeah, but remember, Casemiro's not going to be around for the
Mount,
next 4 years.
You've got Ericsson still about.
Yeah, Ericsson's legs on his way out. Casemiro's getting on.
You've lost Fred.
Yeah.
To Fenerbahce. You've got McTominay still there, right?
Yeah, but I reckon he'll go as well.
Okay.
So I mean,
so for we got 2 weeks of the transfer window left, so we'll see if you guys pick anyone else up. But all right, I got quite a bit of transfer news to discuss. But before that, some bad news for Arsenal fans, man, including myself, Brent. Julian Timber
Terrible.
is out, man.
for how long?
They're saying months.
Months.
Yeah, so he suffered a knee injury against Nottingham Forest. They're saying that he tore his ACL. Julian Timber has received extensive scans which confirm he has sustained an injury to his right knee. But I've read other reports that it's his ACL.
That's sad still.
It's sad, man. It's sad, especially because he had a great preseason. He looked like he was going to hit the ground running. And he was going to be. I put him down as my signing of the season last week when we.
I like him a lot, man.
I thought he was going to have a great season, but it's been cut very short, man. Game number 1, and you're injured already.
Mings as well.
What's that?
Tyrone Mings, same thing happened.
Oh, was it? When?
Yeah, against who was they playing? Newcastle.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. He's out. His knee's out for.
It's frustrating, man. Brent, what's your thoughts on this? It's very frustrating.
Yeah. So Jesus and flipping this guy before the season actually starts proper. Yeah, I'm upset, man.
It's annoying. And
It is annoying.
the thing is, Jesus and Timber, to me, they were going to bring a lot of like tenacity and fight and prowess, physical prowess and energy to the team. And I look at those two and Martinelli, they kind of got that same ferociousness and energy. But for both of them to be out already, it's a big blow, man. It's a big blow. Luckily, we got a lot of cover in defence.
Yeah, Zinchenko come back.
Zinchenko's there, Kivio is there, Tomiyasu is still there. Tierney, even though...
Still not playing.
Who's that?
Tierney.
Yeah, even though it seems like he's on his way... Well, the reports are Newcastle are in for him. I think he's likely to leave. I think he will leave.
I'll be surprised if he stays with him.
Even with Timber's injury, I think he'll leave because he doesn't seem to be second choice, third choice or whatever. So if you've got Kivio there, Zinchenko... Zinchenko is injury prone though.
The fact that Zinchenko's injured and Tierney didn't start.
Yeah.
A back is starting in front of you.
No one's surprised though, because even last season he didn't get much game time. So
no, but Tierney's still a good player.
He is, but he doesn't fit what Arteta wants to do anymore, innit? And that's the issue. But I'm devastated for Timber, man. Imagine you make a big move to the Prem, you hit the ground running, you're being, touted as one of the signings of the season, you're going to bring a lot to the team. He integrated quite quickly as well, innit? And he's injured already. But that's football though, man. Football's unpredictable, man.
Proper unpredictable.
All right. You've been following this Chelsea, Liverpool, Lavia drama.
What's called? Liverpool must be mad though.
So in the space of 2 days, Liverpool have had 2 bids accepted, one for Caicedo and one for Lavia, right? And both times the players have decided that they don't want to go to Liverpool, we want to go to Chelsea.
But you know what's mad? They went for Lavia first and they didn't want to pay the 50 mil.
And then they offered 60. So they were pussyfooting around.
No, they went to Caicedo. Then they went back to Lavia.
I mean, earlier on in transfer window, they were pussyfooting around with Lavia.
Yeah.
They didn't want to offer Liverpool the 50. They were offering 40. Southampton, sorry. And now that they lost Caicedo, they're like, okay, cool, we'll give you 60.
Yeah.
But he's saying, I don't want to go to you.
Them man are mad.
I'm going to assume it's based off of wages.
Do you reckon?
No one can tell me that Chelsea is a more desirable prospect than Liverpool. I'm sorry. Based on last season, right? Based on where they finished, just the whole...
London as well is an attraction.
Yeah, but it's money. I think it's money. But
that begs the question though, because remember, was it January you man were in for Caicedo?
Yeah.
Well, he really went to you, man, considering that even in the group chat you can see there was a shirt of him wearing the Chelsea shirt.
Caicedo put up a whole post.
Wanted to leave. Yeah. That's
Caicedo
what would he really gone though?
Caicedo just wanting to leave Brighton to go to a bigger team. Okay, I don't think he cares where it is. Right? Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, wherever. He just wants to go to a bigger team.
He just want to get out of there.
He's saying whatever it takes at the time to get the move he wants, which is to whatever club is in for him. Right? Yes, there's a little bit of credence because he had a picture in a Chelsea top, but that was in 2021. That wasn't even bare long ago.
Yeah. Well, no, when it looked at the
no, he's wearing McQueen's in the picture. in the first picture, he's wearing McQueen's. And that was just remember he was professional then. That's just before he went to Brighton. That wasn't when he was in the sticks in Ecuador.
I don't know why I thought this
that
picture
was just
old.
Before he went to Brighton. He was a professional footballer at that point. He just wasn't playing in the Prem.
Yeah.
He's wearing McQueen's, so it's not like that picture from when
Maybe
he was
he
a kid.
just wanted to get out of what's called for real, Brighton, for real. But even though Brighton's a good prospect for man coming through now.
Yeah. So Caicedo's gone to Chelsea, 115 million? Yeah, and now they've got Lavia for 60 million.
60 million, yeah.
So
Liverpool.
so within the space of 2 days, they've got Lavia and Caicedo.
Yeah, that's
packed.
Yeah, they got a lot of
Enzo,
young
Caicedo.
players there still.
But Lavia won't. He's not obviously
He's not going to play
first choice.
He's not going to be first
Yeah,
choice.
he's not gonna be
It's
first
Caicedo, isn't it? It's going to be Caicedo, and Enzo and Gallagher.
But do you think that's a bad choice though? Because if he went to, because to me it's obvious that
Liverpool
need a CDM.
Yeah.
Over the weekend they started Gakpo, Jota, Salah, and Luiz.
And what's it called as well? What's
Diaz,
his name?
sorry,
McAllister. They started McAllister at DM.
Yeah, but McAllister wouldn't start regardless.
No, but I'm saying that McAllister,
Yeah.
going forward, cool, but they got overrun.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that Chelsea even came back, like and done well. To be fair, they got 2 disallowed goals, one for Liverpool, one for Chelsea.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Again, Chelsea got like a young team.
They do.
Like they ain't got no real. The only experience they got is Thiago, and obviously he's going to be on his way out at some point in
He's
time.
like 37 now, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll probably play till he's like 40. To be fair,
But going Liverpool, he would have been the guaranteed start.
100%.
But Chelsea's going to be just amongst the crop of young
That's
talent they
probably
have.
the money again.
It's the money. It has to be the money. 'Cause remember, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but people tell me that Liverpool don't really pay high wages. So I'm going to assume he offered around the 100 mark. Whereas Chelsea might have given him 250.
Yeah, Liverpool. If Liverpool don't get a CDM, and even if they do get a CDM, who's that person's cover? Because whoever they buy is going to go straight into their team.
Listen, Liverpool, man, we've got a man by the name of Mohamed Bazoum, man. He's there. He needs minutes. What are you saying? And then he's a Liverpool. I can see
You
it.
think these man's going to come and get help?
I see it, bro.
Yeah, fair, man. El Neni, you know what? El Neni, yeah. You're on banter, man. They'll pluck someone out from somewhere. I just don't know.
No, they'll get someone, but who?
That's what I'm saying. Who do you go to?
Who's out there? Who's available?
You can't go to no one from the top 6.
Yeah.
Like, you've already, the man that you could have got is already,
McTominay. What are you saying?
They're not going to go get McTominay.
playing.
They're not going to get
So
McTominay. West Ham were looking
out
in for him.
Who's out there? Who's available?
The brother from, he's not a CDM though. The brother from Bayern Munich, beginning with G, one of the Dutch sheep. But he's not a CDM. He's just more of a centre midfielder.
Yeah.
They still got what's his name, Goretzka, but he's not a CDM either.
Yeah.
The man that I'm thinking of, they're just like normal box to box centre midfielders.
Yeah.
They need the energy because remember when Liverpool was potent is when they had Henderson and the Brazilian, what's his name, Fabinho.
Yeah.
So that man can go. The forwards can go do what they want. These guys are covering. They need that energy. If they ain't got that energy, they're gonna get. It's gonna go back to the days where like Liverpool would have to win like 5-4 and all them days.
Listen,
Like,
if I'm a
outscore
Liverpool
teams.
fan right now, I'm livid.
If what?
I'm a Liverpool fan right now. I'm livid
Yeah, 100%.
because it's not like
It's 2 weeks left.
both teams accepted your bid, but the players rejected you.
Yeah,
on both
yeah.
occasions.
That's crazy.
It must hurt.
They're scrambling 2 weeks, and now they might start panicking. And obviously, Klopp likes to get the right players in.
Yeah.
And usually they do their business quietly.
But it's their fault because remember they came in quite late for Caicedo. Remember Caicedo had already agreed to Chelsea ages ago. That's where he wants to go. That's been the only club that's been really in for him since the beginning, right? They've come in late, tried to hijack it, but it's not gone their way. Lavia, they've been going back and forth the whole time, dilly-dallying, and now it's too late. So
now it's too late.
this is what you've done to yourself. To be fair,
Who else did they go for now though? Because remember, and then you know what's the worst bit about it is?
What's that?
You're willing to pay the 115 or 110 whatever for Caicedo.
Yeah.
You could have just put on 5 more and went and got Bellingham.
and now teams know you got peas now.
Yeah, at this late stage.
Yeah, because you were offering to
They're
pay
going to
115. So
hijack
now we know you
everything.
got money. Don't come in and try to lowball us because we know you got money over there.
Yeah, they really tried to lowball Southampton. You know, they could have just given the 50 mil and it would have been done.
Ages ago, right? All right, staying on Liverpool. So Mo Salah has given Saudi management the green light to negotiate for his transfer this summer.
He's not going nowhere.
This
No
summer,
way.
as in next summer.
Okay.
No, hold on. Is it this summer?
This. That means no.
Does it mean now?
We're in summer.
Kind of ending still. You know why? I read it as next summer because the season started.
Yeah.
And why would he want to leave?
Yeah, why would he want to leave?
So, but
Well, he's got to go at some
you
point.
know what? Let's assume he's talking about because it says this summer.
There's no
in
way.
capitals.
There's no way Salah's leaving this summer.
So it
If
said-
Salah leaves this summer, Liverpool finished.
It says last week Salah's agent Rami Abbas shut down rumours of the potential rumours that he wants to leave. But apparently, if we're going off that is means this season, this summer, then apparently most
They're
Salah
offering big money.
wants
though.
to leave. But I'm not surprised though. Look at
How old is he now?
That
What,
was-
29?
the other day. I was really sitting back and taking in how many players have gone to Saudi,
a
and
lot of players,
it's
man.
quite remarkable when you think about last season it was just
yeah.
Ronaldo by himself. Bruv, there's been a lot of players have gone to Saudi,
Yeah.
like big names.
Some of them are obviously a few of them are past their best, but
Yeah.
the one that sticks out that's not past their best is Naves.
Naves,
Even what's it called? What's his name?
who else?
The right winger from left footer from Chelsea. I can't remember.
Left footer. Ziyech.
Not past his
No,
best.
but he
No,
hasn't
but he's
gone.
not past. When he was coming from,
He hasn't gone. He hasn't gone. Remember, he went, but the
So what is he still at Chelsea then?
failed his medical. He's in limbo
That's wild.
because he's not in the Chelsea squad.
So what is this?
He's in limbo.
No.
The one that surprised me was Neves, Milinkovic, Savage. Those are only two that surprised me. Everyone else, I'm kind of expected it, to be
Big
fair.
peas, though, isn't it?
But staying on Saudi, one of the biggest footballers in the world is heading there too, Neymar.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. So he's going there. PSG will receive 100 million.
That's not bad for a 31-year-old.
100 million euros. He's signing until June 2025. And yeah, he's going to Al Hilal. That's the same team as Malcolm, Koulibaly, Neves, I believe.
Yeah, that I'll be honest with you. You see the thing, that whole country, that most countries are in debt. That they're in they're not in debt. they're in the green.
Yeah.
Like way in the green, so they could keep and it's state funded, so they could keep doing this for as long as it's not like remember back in the day when the Chinese league started doing it. The government steps in and said, "No, we can't keep doing this."
Yeah.
They're giving people big peas, etc. No, they're right. That stuff.
I tried to find the actual article, but I couldn't find it. But I saw a little snippet of some of his terms of his contract, and apparently he'll get 80,000 euros per win or something like that.
Yeah.
And 500,000 euros per Instagram post, feed or story that he does. that he does promoting Saudi Arabia.
It's just gonna do 2-3 a day. Just randomly, he'll be bored. Wake up one day. Let me just post that.
If that's true, then the money
wild.
over there is ridiculous.
Different gravy.
Like,
what was that tune? It was at Busta Rhymes and A-Rap Money.
Oh, again, A-Rap? No, that was
who was it?
That was Jim Jones.
Was it Jim Jones?
Yeah, Jim Jones. It was Jim
A-Rap
Jones.
Money?
Jim Jones, Ron Browse. Yeah.
No, I swear it was A-Rap Money.
No, I'm thinking of Pop Champagne. You're right.
Yeah,
A-Rap
Money.
You're right. That was Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, that was the real.
It was Busta Rhymes and Ron Browse. That's
Yeah.
Ron Browse.
I was thinking, I swear, listen, them man are not. Listen, give it 5-10 years. There's gonna be a bag of players over there. Like,
Yeah.
they're saying
There's a bag of players over there now.
Yes, hey, I just cut. We can go there now. They're saying they're lower leagues.
No,
they're
I
trying
saw
to
the
build
thing
up the lower
is, I tried to talk about that here a couple of weeks ago, but no one was taking it in. So I saw a post a while ago. You saw the same post, right?
I don't know if
It was Saudi League free or something, right? They were offering £3,000 to £4,000 a month to players to just come over there. They were going to give you a flat. They were going to give you a car.
Yeah, I swear they said they give you a Lambo.
No, it wasn't a Lambo. It was just a regular car. Yeah, for three to 4 bags a month.
Hey, we can go.
The whole night river was like, man, let's pack our bags. Let's go. Remember, this is Saudi League 3.
Yeah. So obviously,
even Saudi League 1,
it's not going to be great.
Yeah.
I reckon Saudi League 1 we can still play there, 100%. Like old bones, whatever, injuries. We'll be alright. Couple massages, good physios. Saudi League 3. That might be Sunday League, big man.
It might be.
We can go out there now, I'll pack my bags now. What? Nah, you might not see me again still.
I saw that.
Just see me posting pictures on a balcony in Saudi saying good life. I'm just saying, it's possible. Anyone out there who thinks they can play ball, head to Saudi.
Trust me.
Shout out someone.
There's money over there. All right, so because Neymar's gone, it seems like that's one of the reasons why Mbappe seemed to have a U-turn in his decision, innit? So
stay.
He's being integrated back into the first team.
on the bench,
right?
Busting up with the belly.
And the rumor is that he's extending his contract.
Yeah, for a year.
For a year. But I think this is all just so they can get a fee for him. I don't
Yeah,
think
that
he's
makes
staying.
sense though.
I think it's so they can get a fee for him. Real Madrid will have to pay something now. You can go next summer, but you ain't getting for free.
Yeah, that's
There's
if
no
they
way
let him go for free.
There's no way he's staying at PSG.
Oh,
I
they
hope
were
not
saying
anyway.
that they're gonna have to revoke their whole system and let go of people, and youth players are not going to be able to come through.
What do you mean?
If he goes for free? Because they're saying that money is...
No, that's what I'm saying. The thing is, you can't let Mbappe go for free, but they're in a bind right now, isn't it? They're in a bind. Even the fee they would have got for him if it was a long-term contract is different, because how much realistically are Real Madrid gonna pay for him next
They're
summer?
not gonna, but it really and truly, if you're a Real Madrid, you're going to say, why should I pay for... If I'm going to pay anything for you, maybe 40 million max.
But we don't give a 40 million.
That's what I'm saying. For a man that's going on a free next year, like, look at Harry Kane. They had to sell Harry Kane. Or he would just went for free.
Yeah.
Like, and even that's still good money.
Yeah.
But how much was left? Do you know how much was left on Neymar's deal?
No. No, but yeah, it says following very constructive and positive talks, the Frenchman has been reintegrated into the first team training this morning. I'm excited to see him and Usman together next season.
Yeah,
Usman on the right,
yeah, the real
Mbappe on the left.
But who's up top?
Asensio maybe, and they got another guy they signed. I can't remember his name.
I don't know who.
Yeah. But it's the end of an era over there, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, people was suspecting him to do more, though, man. Like Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. You just, how like when it was Neymar, Messi, and Suarez.
Yeah,
like, yeah, them man were on smoke at PSG. And it's a farmers league. You just expected them man to do more, and it just never really happened.
Have you deep that not our generation, but this generation's goats, they've
on the way out.
Messi's in the MLS.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's in Saudi. Benzema Saudi.
Yeah.
Neymar Saudi.
Bell's gone.
Bale retired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's officially the Haaland, Mbappe.
Who else though?
If
Bellingham, you're gonna put Bellingham up there?
Who are the top
five
at the moment?
So yeah, you give it those two.
So Mbappe, Haaland. Would you put Bellingham on that same? Or
not yet.
In regards to tiers, you'll put Mbappe and Haaland top tier, and then who's the tier below?
Tier below, maybe.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we still got to count. Remember, what's school's still here? We still got to count. Salah. You can't count him out.
True,
so you got to put him in the top.
No, why? Because those men are also
part of the
in the twilight zone. I'm like, should I leave them out? So let's just focus on the ones that will be here once they go.
Okay, cool. So I can't put Saka on the same level as Mbappe and Haaland.
Okay.
But I would put him on the tier
below. Okay.
I'm gonna say.
Also, I'm not including like De Bruyne. De Bruyne to me and Salah, they're
part of the same tier.
They're that tier that are
fading out.
Fading out.
Okay,
eventually.
Cool.
They're still at top level right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll put Foden in the same tier.
Okay. As
Saka.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Bellingham. I'll put Bellingham in the same tier.
Okay.
What
about who else is there, man? I'm trying to think. Would you put Rashford in any tier, any of these tiers?
Yeah, I'll put Rashford in the second tier, in the same tier with Foden and Saka.
Where would you put like a Enzo or a Caicedo or?
I can't put them in the same tier as them, man, because Enzo's only been in the Prem one, and we've just seen him from the World Cup. You know that back in the day, who was it that got bought from?
What, James?
Yeah. We didn't really see him before that. And then even then went straight to Real Madrid. Done a couple of bits and then faded out. So I can't put Enzo in there yet.
I would love to put Dembele in one of these tiers, but he's too inconsistent.
I'd have to put him in the tier below, to be fair. Even though
no, based on ability,
he's
I'm
better.
For me, based on ability, he's in the same tier as Haaland and Mbappe.
No,
based
100%.
on ability,
but
based on availability, consistency, injuries, I can't put him.
He's at home.
But based on talent, he's up there.
100%.
Bro, what about you? What players would you put on the tier below, or even the tier with Haaland and Mbappe?
Vinny.
Oh yeah, Vinny.
Yes.
Hold on, is Vinny the tier 1 or tier 2 for you?
He's one.
One, yeah? Yeah, I thought about Vinny, yeah.
On the wing, I'll take Vinny over Neymar.
Of course.
Like, you know what it is? Because Neymar he'll just have the ball and just take his time and Like, and you know as well, the problem is with one of the problems with Neymar is because he was like the best in his generation. There weren't other man on his league.
Yeah.
When we were seeing Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Adriano, and Kaká and all that, they were all on the same tier. So it's like they're not hogging the ball.
Yeah.
When Neymar's hogging the ball,
do you feel like Neymar threw away a big chunk of his career by going to PSG?
100%. Just no, didn't have to be there.
He did.
Did he even need the money to go there?
The thing is, I heard there's a lot of different things behind the scenes that made him make that decision.
I know his dad was part of that.
But a big narrative I heard of that he wanted to be the man, and he wanted to go to PSG to win the Ballon d'Or. Like he wanted to be the main man. That's what was a part of the narrative.
Who was there when he got
Obviously, money was a big part of it too.
Yeah. Who was there when he got there? Mbappe was already there when he got there, no?
When he got to PSG?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
Cavani.
It was Cavani.
Zlatan.
Zlatan had left by then, I think. It was definitely Cavani was definitely there. I remember Cavani and him had a back and forth about that penalty one time. Yeah. Who else was at PSG? I can't remember who else was there.
I swear it's Mbappe.
Mbappe was there to a degree.
Because I remember he went straight from Monaco to there.
At the beginning, was he there? When he first signed, was he already there? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
But I do remember them wearing that same kit, that same home kit from his first season. So I think they were there. But yeah, but the thing is, I looked at his stats this morning, right? And his stats are insane though.
He scored a lot of goals.
His goal and assist stats per games are mad.
He scored a lot of goals.
In total, it's like 600 and 600.
But then he's still classed as like...
Because he didn't reach his potential.
That's what I'm saying, which is crazy.
And that's scary to think that he didn't reach his potential.
Yeah,
but he didn't.
With them goals. Yeah.
Injuries had a big part. Yeah, his availability wasn't great. But when he did perform,
his sister's birthday, you know, like he's got something in his contract. Every year he disappears for 2-3 days because of his sister's birthday.
But when he performed well. But he just didn't. Imagine he stayed at Barcelona for a bit longer, man.
Some of the big games as well.
He never should have left Barca, man. And if he would have left Barca, he had a few more seasons left in him in that Barca, man.
100%.
I think
he would probably been the main man at Barca, really and truly, because he left before.
Yeah,
he left before. No, he left after Suarez left, no, or before.
No, he left before Suarez.
Yeah, he did, didn't
he? Before Suarez.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, he definitely left Barcelona too early, man.
I'm trying to think who else goes in that top tier, man.
Politics of the game. Where would you put? Okay, I'm just gonna throw names at you. You tell me where you put them. Where would you put Martinelli?
Tier below.
Mbappe, and Neymar.
Like he's more consistent now, but there was a point where like people were waiting for him to be consistent.
Where would you have put Dortmund, Sancho?
I put him in the same tier as what's it called? In the same tier as Martinelli.
Okay,
but he's like but we haven't seen the Dortmund.
Yeah, no. That's why I said Dortmund, Sancho.
Yeah. Now Dortmund, Sancho. I'll put him in the what's it called in the same tier as Saka.
Okay.
That's Dortmund. This Sancho in same tier as Martinelli.
Oh, you're putting mine the tier below
Saka.
Below Saka.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like Saka's ceiling is higher.
You know it is.
Saka's ceiling is higher.
Martinelli still has this rawness about him that needs to be tamed. Where Saka seems like he's
getting there,
polished, and he knows exactly what he's doing. For example, that skill that he done for the assist, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it, but I weren't sure if it was. I don't think it was a pass though.
It wasn't a pass. But
that's what I'm saying.
If you played football before, you know what that he's doing.
No,
He tried to get in between the two defenders.
Yeah, no, I get that, and then it's No, I get that. But
that's what a lot of commentators saying. I think you meant that, you know.
No, he didn't mean.
No, he didn't mean that. He tried to get in between there with the sprint.
He didn't mean that. But no, I feel like Saka's potential is higher.
The Martinelli's.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know. Brent, what do you think? I don't know.
Nah, I believe that Martinelli's ceiling is higher.
Yeah, Martinelli's a beast, you know, but he's still so raw.
Why I'm saying that is because Saka's, you can see what he's delivering every single flip.
Yeah, but I think Saka can get better though.
No, he can.
With age, 100%, but it will be more proficient in what he's actually doing. I can see that Martinelli still has room to flex ridiculously.
Yeah.
Maybe, but there's a point where I'd say they're on the same tier, but now I'd say because of what Saka's doing, I'd say he's on the tier above.
Saka's more consistent.
Yeah, facts.
When Saka gets the ball, more times than not, you expect something at the end of it. Whereas Martinelli is like,
you're not too sure.
Hit and miss. He might do a madness or he might lose the ball.
Yeah.
But with Saka, more time than not, he produces something.
And that's why I say Sancho. The Sancho now goes in the same tier with Martinelli. The Dortmund Sanchez, he's in the tier with. The Dortmund Sancho, he's in the tier with Saka now.
Okay.
But we haven't seen that Sancho yet. Maybe we might see that this year. I don't know. Hopefully, God willing, we see it.
Yeah.
Because especially, a black brother goes out to a country like that does his bits, we expect him to come back and do your bits, and then like it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who else is there?
Obviously, we can extend this to defenders. We don't have to keep it.
Yeah.
attackers.
Okay. Cool.
Because if it
Odegaard, man.
what
what tier though?
Just imagine, right? Odegaard in that same team as Mbappe and Haaland.
he plays with Haaland as well, international level.
Yeah.
Name me a.
Obviously,
you can name me a better midfielder, but name me a better midfielder, creative midfielder than Odegaard.
De Bruyne.
No, not
He's on the way up,
We're
though.
talking about De Bruyne's already clear.
Oh, on the way up.
The reason why Odegaard's not getting his flowers because he's at Arsenal. If he was at Real Madrid,
Do you reckon?
plaudits.
No, but you know it is.
He's getting
because-
flowers.
No,
No,
he's
he
getting
just
flowers.
doesn't have a Haaland in front of him.
You have to keep in mind, he was at Real Madrid from young, and he weren't doing like they loaned
weren't
him out,
playing
loaned him
him.
out.
Yeah,
They weren't
he
happening.
was young. He wasn't really. Yeah,
Do you know
but
what I mean?
now he's coming into his own, innit?
Yeah, he's coming
right?
into his
But
own,
I'm saying,
facts.
like Brenton said, I don't think his name's being mentioned. Even me, I'm sitting here not even mentioning his name. But I should, because he's an absolute baller.
Crazy.
But he's been overlooked for some reason. There's something there. But yeah, he's a baller. If you're talking defenders, Saliba.
Yeah.
Brent, apparently Saliba is still injured. And he's playing through his injury right now. He says he's not 100%.
Yeah, he's gonna have to sit down at some point. But when he sits down, that might hurt you, man.
Yeah.
Is he still injured or is he just getting back into the swing of things? Because I don't know why it is that he'll be playing him
From
if
what
he's
I
got
read,
back injury.
he's not injured, but he hasn't 100% recovered.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not recovered, that means you're not fully.
No, that's not what it
No,
means.
some no.
You're
I've
not
seen.
at your
I've
best
seen.
yet.
No, but I've seen some
Yeah.
But
players
you can't
say.
see you're still injured.
I've seen some players
Where's the
say
quote,
that,
man? What's the
like,
quote?
they haven't always been 100% when they're playing.
But that
and
doesn't
all
mean
that.
they're injured. It means it's not
They're
up to
playing for
speed
some
with the
people play
game.
for injuries. See, man, wrapped up. Playing
Look,
for
it was a
injuries.
back injury, right?
Yeah.
And Arsenal
Lower
would
back.
be stupid to be
Yeah, but they
looking.
need
They need what?
They need him playing.
They
If he's
just got Timber just now,
not-
right?
yeah, and Timber's gone now, isn't it?
No, now he's gone. We didn't even play Gabriel the other day.
Yeah.
So if it is he's injured with a back
Saying,
injury,
why don't you just play Gabriel?
I'm just saying I don't think Arsenal's that stupid.
Yeah.
I just think he needs match fitness.
Right,
and
when
game
a
fitness, that's it.
manager needs you to play, a manager needs you to play. Trust
Anyway.
me. Like I've seen it time and time again.
Right, then
Do
he
you know what I
needs it.
mean? I'm trying to think who else gets in there.
What's your predictions for the season? Who do you think's going to win the league?
It's hard to look past Man City though.
Top four.
It's hard to look past Man City.
Right. Top four.
We were having this conversation yesterday.
How was it?
And I was
here? On the show?
Yeah, here, literally. And I was saying, I put Man City in there. Who else I put in there? I think I put United at full for just about getting there.
Yeah, that's what I done. So.
Did I put? I think I put. At first, I put Chelsea and Liverpool in there, but then when I think about it, I think one of them might drop out, and especially if Liverpool don't get a DM in the next, like a concrete DM in the next 2 weeks, I don't know what's gonna happen with them. I wanted to put Newcastle in there because after the 5-1, I see them sweep away Aston Villa. Remember, Aston Villa strengthened.
Brother, I put Aston Villa down in my dark horse.
Brother, these men got swept away.
And they got,
Like, the first game of the season. So, in my mind, I'm like...
But they got swept away by Newcastle. They're a good team.
They're cooking, man.
And
No,
Isaac-
I like
James
Newcastle.
Isaac's,
No, I
not
like...
Isaac.
Yeah, listen, Isaac is a striker that I'll take
I'm annoyed
United
that
now.
You know, I'm annoyed that we didn't get Isaac because we were rumored to be in for him.
I'm
for a while.
annoyed. I'm annoyed United didn't go for Isaac. I'm saying, this guy's been here. Remember, Isaac's been around for a while. Since he's like 18,
he's a
17. So,
He's a baller.
like, why would you...
And he's tall, different kind of profile.
Like, he can take players on. He's quick. He's got a bit of power and pace.
Yeah.
Like, he's proper suited to the Prem.
Yeah.
And now Newcastle, if this was like back in, I don't know, 3 years ago or whatever, before Newcastle got the money and he was there, it would be easier for a club like Arsenal, United, XYZ to poach him.
Yeah.
Nah, we can't do that.
Yeah.
Why? Why would you leave? They man got Champions League football, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, they do have Champions League.
Exactly. Like, you can't poach him.
I forgot they had
And
Champions
I
League
made a
football.
prediction. I said in 2 years there, if he's still like playing well, not injured and all that, another big team will come in for him. But it's just whether or not he decides to leave.
I think it depends how far Newcastle go in there. Because remember, Newcastle haven't flexed their financial
they
muscle
haven't.
at all.
And keep in mind, they're like 2 years ahead of what people think they'll be
Yeah.
doing. So
I think if Newcastle have a good showing in Champions League, right, and they finish in a decent position, they might flex next season.
yeah, and then you're going to see 2 or 3 big men.
Because Newcastle have money, bruv.
Yeah, even did you watch the game? The Newcastle game?
Highlights, I saw the highlights.
Like the centre midfielder Tonali, he looks tenacious and like just smart and looks like he's a better version of Gallagher.
He didn't want to be there.
Yeah, he did. He cried. He
cried. He didn't want to be there.
He cried, bro.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So top 4, I want to put. I guess I have to put Newcastle in there. And I'm going to say Liverpool or Chelsea are going to drop out and United in there.
And Arsenal out there for you?
What I was saying to Brent is basically because
let
me that because we might not get top 4. You man ain't had Champions League in a while, and obviously we were saying that your squad is now bigger.
Yeah,
but you've just lost a couple man for God knows how long. You might have to dip back in the transfer market. We don't know, but again, you're gonna have to balance the Champions League. You remember you're chasing the league. You're chasing the Champions League and this FA Cup.
The thing is, I'm not worried about defensive cover because we got a lot of cover at left back.
Yeah, but you still ain't got
it's
striker.
It's more striker that I'm worried about, right?
That's what I'm saying. So,
yeah, I hear that.
And with Newcastle, if Newcastle carry on the same way they carried on from last season, that means, remember, there's still Tottenham.
Tottenham without Harry Kane.
No, that's what I'm saying, though. So, they're still good. They've got their own struggles.
Unless they go and buy a big boy striker.
As it stands right now, every team I look at has got their own struggles other than really Man City. Think about it.
Kevin De Bruyne was out.
Yeah, but them and the man, they were talking about getting Paquetá before Kevin De Bruyne was out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So now it's like, and I think Paquetá's good, but I just didn't think he was like a 90 mil, 95.
No, apparently they put in a 7, he got rejected, but apparently they're going in even higher now. Like they want to get him.
Yeah, to give Kevin De Bruyne a rest.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like everyone's got their struggles.
Yeah.
Really and truly. We copped a striker and it turns out his injury is worse than we first thought.
Who?
Highland.
Oh, is it? Is he injured?
Yeah. We caught him injured, and now they say that he's.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
His injury's worse than we first thought. So it's like, we're playing Rashford up front, but really and truly, as I was saying to Brent, Rashford's good, but back to goal.
Who was on the left for you?
I didn't watch the game. When I got to football, I saw a little bit of the game. I think Garnacho started on the left. I have no idea. But either which way, like with the keeper we got, he can punch the ball into the strikers. But unless the strikers taking the balls like Dzeko and Lukaku, then it's pointless.
Why does it feel like Man United feel like Onana is like this offensive threat? Because he's a goalkeeper.
Did you not? I know, but did you not? You watched the Champions League final, no?
Yeah.
Exactly. You didn't see the way he's punching the balls. That is effective football. Like even Pep come out and said it himself. Like that's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're pressing more times. If a keeper can play, then he can pick out a pass. He's basically like not to say like I'm not calling him an AMF, but he can pick out a pass. That's why Pep loves Edison, because Edison does the exact same thing. If you're trying to press me, we'll cut that out, no problem. If you don't press, we'll just build up until you do press, and then we'll go around you.
Yeah.
So my problem is having Rashford up front. It's like I need you to hold that ball.
Yeah.
Because if you don't hold it, then you're just giving the ball back, and there's no point of us having this / offensive keeper that can actually play. You get so.
Brent, quickly, what's your thoughts on Arsenal's first game?
Like it. First half was good. Second half, when Timber came off, dropping quality. I wanted them to be a bit more vicious in the first half.
Yeah.
Obviously, relying on that 2-0 it isn't as safe as it is with City.
Yeah.
Still waiting for. Well, to be honest, it depends on Kai Havertz is bedding in, but very slowly.
Yeah. Well, it's only game 1.
When Trossard came on, I love Trossard, man.
Yeah, Trossard needs to start. I like Trossard a lot. He needs to start more. Man.
I feel like Arteta sees him as an impact player.
Yeah, but that's not good though, man. Because like, I get that from
which he can do, but
but he needs to play. At some point in time, he's gonna get frustrated and he's gonna want to leave. And you don't want like man that are starting to disrupt your what you're building there.
Yeah.
That's why Eddie Howe doesn't want certain man at his clubs, because he's building something and he's trying to pick his players properly and all that. Not to say that you want to be happy on the bench, but if you're not playing, like at some point in time you get frustrated, man. You want to play, man.
Did you like the decision to put Partey at right back?
No.
This is what we're talking about as well. So in the big games, he can't be at right back.
No, he won't be for the big games.
No, but like the way you're doing it now, it's like you're pushing him in. You got the ball. He's in the centre midfielder.
I'm telling you, once Zinchenko is back, and because Timber's out, we're going back to status quo. We're going back to Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, and Ben White.
I heard Gabriel is looking for a move to Saudi.
No, he's not. That's a rumor. That Saudi are
He
looking
wouldn't
at him.
go. He wouldn't go now.
Listen. The guy's on the bench for one game,
He wouldn't go now.
and now he's going to Saudi. No, he's not getting nowhere.
That's food. I think. Yeah, but sometimes they put out rumors to get the feelers just to see.
It's a rumor.
Do you know what I mean? And how old is he? About 26, 27?
Unless they're offering him.
26.
Who, Gabriel?
Surely he's younger than that. He's a young boy.
I don't know.
Let me find out.
I saw the hairline and I was like, maybe
offering
he's a bit older.
dumb money.
Yeah.
There's no reason why he should.
Look, when that dumb money comes in, people have second thoughts on
To be fair, there's rumors about Gabriel leaving every season.
Is there?
Juventus is always a team that's always rumored to be in for him. Gabriel is 25.
25, yeah.
He'll be 26. He'll be 26 in December.
My bad. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's it, man.
It's quite old. Get rid of him.
No, not old. I'm just saying I saw the hairline, innit? So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. But yeah, you got cover for now. Again, but when you're playing Champions League, squad, it's that balance for going for both. You can't. You're not gonna have the same 11 for the Champions League for the Prem.
He was one of our best performers last year. I haven't got a problem with him.
No, I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying like, and this is why I'm saying that any one of our teams could drop out from the top four because
no, Man United. Don't talk about Arsenal United.
Excuse me.
Don't talk about Arsenal United. Man United is likely to drop out.
Alright,
question, yeah.
Hey, you better clip this because
I have the problem with saying this.
Yeah, good. Clip this because you might are the only man that can lose to beat Man City, then turn around and say, Phil Foden's the best player in the world.
Who?
I see Arsenal fans say that on TalkSport like literally a day after. I said this guy's wilding.
One man.
Arsenal fan. I was an Arsenal fan though.
What's it called? What round do you fall out of the Champions League and go into the Europa? Is it the last 16 or the group stages?
Don't know.
Basically, I've got a question in it.
Yeah.
Would you rather Arsenal have a great showing in the Champions League, get to the semis and lose, or drop out of the Champions League at whatever stage it is that puts you into the Europa and win the Europa? Brent, what are you saying?
You got knocked out last year, innit?
I think do good in the Champions League or win the Europa.
So do good, but to a degree. So get to the semis and lose.
Yeah, I don't.
Or play in Champions League, get knocked out, go to Europa and win the Europa League.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a case where we fought Man City on the way there and two great halves, but we just about lost it.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't have Partey and Zinchenko and Jesus.
Yeah.
And we were just and then we win the Europa 100%. 100%.
Yeah. I think I'll take that. I think being in the Champions League, but dropping out and winning the Europa, just to get a trophy.
Yeah, I hear you.
But the next season, no, I don't want that. I want us to go. You know what I mean?
I said I don't want that.
Because they not prized for second place, bruv.
No, they ain't.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Don't even get remembered, bro.
Yeah, at all. But
yeah.
The 10 losers of the second qualifying round enter the Europa League. Then
last
third
16.
qualifying round, the 6 losers of the third qualifying round enter the Europa League playoff round, and the 4 losers of the. This is not the answer.
no, I think I decided though. All right, cool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We have to wait and see.
Highly confident about United.
I'm confident,
And
man.
then
I'm
Arsenal
confident.
even make it
I
top
don't
four.
know what it is.
Highly confident.
You know what it is? If we win all our games 1-0, I'll take that. If we win all our games 1-0, I'll take that. Do you know what I mean? And we play terrible, whatever. Jose Mourinho football, I don't care. But
Part of the bus.
Yeah, but then if you start losing these games and you're playing terrible, it's two different things.
Yeah.
So I mean, and what do they say when you're winning and you're still playing terrible? Sign the champions. So yeah, I'll take that.
All right, cool. All right, that's all the sports we've got for you. Let's get into the outro.
All right, been a great show today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have been liking the video. Please like the video before you come out of it. Share it, drop in your group chats, do all that great stuff. Subscribe to the channel as well. Let's get the subscriptions up. Follow us on our social media platforms. The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And if you want to send your dilemmas in, the number is 07564841073. And if you'd like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Have a great Tuesday.
Peace.
Peace.